Were you, or were you not, on a gay cruise?
No, you're 120% dick pic.
Everybody that age, they're sperminator.
Yeah.
We don't care about anything else. We're a walking hard on looking for a hole.
That's. I have to say you're right on that one. Oh, my God.
A stiff breeze comes through the room and you return the favor.
Gonorrhea. No. Somewhere on the outside of this building, there is a hole where squirrels come in.
Better than a hole where dicks come in.
Yeah, better than that.
Going down the stairs to wash the laundry. What the hell? Shh. Pizza. Stop it now. I order you to stop. I'm still touching myself.
Yeah!
All young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck dick, eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they pussy in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
I think washing they pussy in the sink is my favorite part. The Vietnamese trade in dongs. Figuratively and literally, I'm sure.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
I did decide to look it up. 500,000 dongs is a good night for Pop's ex.
Like most women, he's an emotional thinker.
Good God.
I mean, that's part of the problem we're having now in our society is we have a bunch of emotional thinkers that want the world to, to fall in line with their emotions. That's not... look, reality doesn't give a shit about emotions.
It's my lived truth. Fuck your lived truth.
No, it's not. It's your perspective.
Kiss my ass.
Literally like, hey, Sergeant Pop, you got to turn your bear suit. I'm like, over my dead body. No. Just give me a statement of charges. Yeah. You're never getting this back. Yeah. You can suck it.
I'm going to wear this with my Russian coat.
you will bury me in this. Hey! Why you gotta fucking be like that, man?
Because I'm an asshole, and I learned from the best. I'm sitting across from him, and I'm pointing at you with all four fingers.
All right, first of all, the Russian jacket is World War II surplus.
I'll send you a picture of it, Sarge.
Yeah, okay. I
got you standing wearing it with holding two giant buckets like you just collected all the chum from behind the dump dumpster at the bar, and you're going to go home and make ice cream out of it.
What's up, savages? Terrence Pop here with another episode, which is actually live from the lair. And today we're going to be covering all of the chaos that is going to come. And I made a list here. This is what we can expect in the next 4 to 6 months. Disappearances, assassinations, unexplained deaths, arrests, propaganda up your ass, misdirection, nothing to see here, false flags, and all kinds of more fun and games. Now, if you've been paying attention to the media machine is now turning against old Potato Head Joe, the dictator in chief. Why is that? Because the 30-pound brains with the big purses who've been controlling this country since roughly 1980-ish, 88, as per Battle Dwarf, they are displeased with Smokey Joe, and they don't like the vice president because, let's face it, she's one big fat dick-sucking diversity hire. I said it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. We have a vice president, I believe, who's been to the border one time-ish while all of that craziness is going on. And when she was working in California, wow, you want to talk about a woman that kept people in prison for manual labor beyond their sentence date. Well, look her up. Her picture should be there. Now, if you tuned in last Tuesday, we did a pre-4th of July show, and we covered a lot of historic stuff, and we were taking our minds off of the seriousness of the situation that's at play now. But guess what? We're back in business, baby. We got Battledorf here. We got Jimmy in the background. And we got to cover this Democrat desperation because it is going to get real.
Yep. And we need to watch out. Battledorf has a battle axe.
Yes, he does.
I'm pretty sure he knows how to use it.
I'm so happy right now.
You're stroking the shaft, man. Stop it. You're making me uncomfortable.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's a cold steel Viking axe.
Yeah, this is nice.
And I want to give a quick shout out before we actually
Oh yeah,
get going.
give the shout out.
I had an individual who's just trying to make me an alcoholic. Okay, he's got a company called Cocktail Hour, and his website is rusticoak.com, Rustic Oak, and he gives stuff like these are mixers for mixed drinks. And I'm going to be honest, I'm trying to lay off the booze, but when you look at pictures like this, it's a mojito. We got the mint julep with dry martini. And I'm not getting paid by this guy at all. He just sent me some of his product. I tried it. It's fucking good. Okay. I don't lie to people. Like, if you ever watch the show, I usually don't pitch stuff that I don't think I've ever pitched anything that I don't believe in or I've never tried.
Pop's a lousy liar.
I'm not really a good liar. But, look him up. The guy's legitimately trying to turn me into an alcoholic. Back to the show. Sorry.
He's trying to take you to Cocktail Hour while your ex goes to Cock and Her Tail Hour.
Oh, we're gonna get sued.
Jimmy, gonna get me
What?
sued. Stop, man. Stop.
Gonna get sued. You're going to jail, man.
Yeah. But, along with what's going on here, they're talking about doing the 25th Amendment. That is probably not going to work out because I think the Republicans will block that all the way to the end. What do you think, Steve?
I think the wheels are coming off their little gravy train really fast because they have started really seriously infighting and factions are emerging.
Correct.
And those factions are starting to go to town on each other, and all of the little underlings are scrambling to see which way they should go and which faction that they should support so that they don't get eaten, killed, thrown into the gulag, or raped, eaten, killed, and thrown into the gulag.
Yes.
Which is an option with these people.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. The reason they've been able to do what they're doing, it's like this. It's a web of corruption between all of these administrative bureaucrats that have been there for decades.
Yes.
They just got, they basically took one torpedo below the waterline from the Supreme Court. So that's one thing. And we know that they have been violating campaign laws. They've, I would say, in my opinion, most of them are guilty of treason.
I can demonstrate that.
They've, sold secrets. We've had Hillary give away uranium. And once they get knocked out of place and someone else takes charge, you're going to see the cockroaches running for the dark corners because let's face it, the best disinfectant is the light of truth.
This has been going on a lot longer than people realize, too. We were working overseas when Madeleine Albright went to a series of diplomatic events that involved North Korea, and they pulled a bunch of us off. We were actually on mission. They pulled us off to watch her detail. Her and, was it Cohen, who was the SecDef at the time, I think?
I don't remember.
Anyway, we watched as most of Cohen's detail went shopping and bought themselves new suits. And we're like, why are we doing this? And then during Albright's thing, she gets up there in Panmunjom area where the North Koreans and the South Koreans meet, that little weird thing that you see on TV sometimes where Trump stepped over the line. I've stood there a bunch of times. It's kind of tense.
You think so?
But very interesting. Anyway, she went up there for some negotiations, and they were talking, and to puff her ego, she mentioned a couple of things that could only come from one source. And just like that, just for her ego, she collapsed a 50-year-old covert program. And it went dark within 18 hours, and 7 people ceased to be, pretty much.
So there were 7 new stars on the wall of the CIA?
Probably something like that. I never got any of their names or what it was that they did, because I wasn't read onto that portion of the program, but we were told that 7 people got picked off on that, and I was part of the operational end of the other stuff in that. So I know exactly what got taken out. It's still covered under NDA, but these people they'll kill you just to flex their ego.
Yes.
They don't care. That's the point that I'm getting at.
I believe the second one on my list is assassination.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or they'll expend you,
Yeah.
which is just as bad as an assassination.
Well, listen, I was in special operations, and I'm fully aware with expendable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're absolutely expendable.
Yeah. And
Yep.
like, here's the sick part is, like, I jumped through hoops of fire. I stepped over hundreds of broken dudes to get all of the tabs and bells and whistles and berets to do all of the cool guy shit. But you have to understand, when you get to the tip of the spear, you are 100% expendable.
Yes. Not only are you 100% expendable, your chances of becoming expended increase greatly.
Oh, yeah. Especially when I worked LURS. Long-range reconnaissance, 30 to 40 clicks behind enemy lines. You're not coming back from that.
Yeah, and nobody's coming to get you.
Yeah. You need to make it back on your own. Yeah, that's going to work out.
Yeah, that was the premise of the movie The Rock. Remember that?
Yep.
The whole reason the Marines did that is a bunch of their guys were left behind lines and nobody went to get them. But there you have it.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
So I don't know, man. I don't have that mentality anymore now that I've looked behind the curtain one too many times, and I understand how fucked up and corrupt the whole system is.
Well,
not a fan.
Here's the thing with the wheels coming off, the Democrats are starting to experience their own brand of expendable. The oligarchs, with all of their money, want puppets that they can control, and they've come out and said this now.
Yes.
So they have revealed that the Democrat Party is just a puppet show, and they're the ones holding the purse strings. Then there's the senior members of Congress and such, and the SES, who are basically, it's a geriatrocracy ruled by old people. Gerontocracy?
I don't know
what is the term.
It's to say it's a bunch of decrepit old people who fart dust, who have lots of money. There you go.
And then you've got all the operational guys who have been doing all of this stuff for the Democrats. They're going to start to come out, like the Brennans and the who was the general that we just had who was useless. Milley, that's the one. Guys like that, they're going to start to come out and want their little piece of the pie. So all of these little factions are going to start fighting against each other. Editor-at-large for the Wall Street Journal, Jerry Baker, says, we've been gaslit and deceived for years, all in the name of democracy. That deceit collapsed with the presidential debate on Thursday. That debate did a lot more damage than people realize because it showed just how incompetent Biden was, and there was no way for them to hide from it.
Well, let's break everyone's heart here.
Go for it.
We don't have a democracy. We have a republic with portions of it operating with democratic means. All right. If this country was a pure democracy, it would be mob rule.
Yes.
there would be no personal property, no rights.
Yes.
Everything would rely on the majority of people who want some shit done.
Yeah. The country would be ruled essentially by Los Angeles, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, and Washington, D.C.
Correct.
Because nobody else would have the votes to overwhelm them. Biden succeeded because he made towing the party line his life's work. Like all politicians whose egos dwarf their talents, he ascended the greasy pole, by slavishly following his party wherever it led. Finally, in the ultimate act of partisan servility, he became Barack Obama's vice president, the summit of achievement for those incapable yet loyal, the apex position for the consummate yes man. But then, just as he was ready to drift into an uncomfortable and well-deserved obscurity, his party needed a front man. And we got President Joe Biden. Anybody who thinks he won that election, I don't care.
Let's just call him who he is, dictator in chief.
He's the dictator in chief. If so, then who actually has been pulling America's strings these past years? Mind you, this is the Wall Street Journal, which is reliably leftist, saying these things. If so, who has actually been pulling America's strings these past years? You, the Democrat machine, don't get to deceive, dissemble, gaslight us for years about how this man was both brilliantly competent at the job and a healing force for national unity. And now tell us, with your deception uncovered, that it's bedtime for Bonzo. Thanks for your service. Let's move on.
Well, here's the thing. He doesn't want to leave power because he knows as soon as he does, his son is smoked.
Yes.
They're gonna come for him. He's going to jail. There's so much evidence against him that the only reason he's not is because the Democrats have a two-tier justice system. If that goes away, they're screwed.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has any more sons to burn through, does he?
He lost his one son who died in Iraq in the Vietnam War when he was flying an F-4 Phantom over Siberia during the Battle of the Bulge.
Yes, I remember that distinctively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to see anyone outlive their or it's one of the worst things to do is bury a child.
Yes.
I got you. All right. Now, but with the dictator in chief, he's had 50 fucking years to build a good legacy, and that legacy so far has been nothing but deception, lies, backpedaling, and deception.
Yeah. Plagiarism.
Yeah, plagiarism. I mean, he lied about how he graduated, where he was in his class. He lies about everything. I have no idea why this guy is still in the system, other than the fact
he was useful.
He's a useful idiot.
Useful idiot. And somehow they accidentally pushed him up to the presidency because they didn't have anybody at the time to put there. They tried to run Kamala Harris, but she didn't have enough D-pads for the job.
Nope. Yeah. And literally, they fucked themselves. Now, a lot of people might get mad at this next statement. Okay. Yes. The 2020 election was stolen. This is strictly my opinion when you look at the numbers and how the ballots all showed up. All right. And that sucked. But it was a blessing in disguise. Let me explain.
Yeah.
Because now we fucking know their incompetence, their corruption, their deception, their propaganda. Everything is in blast and everyone is seeing exactly what's going on. And that has been going on, I don't know, since Jimmy Carter.
About that.
Yeah.
About that. They've managed to keep it low-key and under the table. One of the reasons that nothing ever changed, one of the reasons that it slowly crept along and just kept getting worse. Pop and I are old enough to remember some real serious freedom. We got left the hell alone back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
You could ride in the back of a pickup truck. A 13-year-old could buy a pack of cigarettes. I'm not saying these are good things, but we had that level of freedom. And it should be down to...
And the police didn't really fuck with you unless you poked them with a stick.
No.
You had to fuck with them.
Stop poking them with the stick. No. You had like a folder like that thick in your...
Yeah, it's almost an inch thick. You're correct. But 30% of it I didn't do.
Allegedly.
I did not do that. So there's 30%
Allegedly.
Shit. I didn't do it. Allegedly.
That's fantastic.
That's a long story.
That's fantastic. Doran and I picked up the torch after you left. He and I did some mischief here and there along the way.
Yeah, he was my evil apprentice.
He was a good dude. I like that guy.
I miss that motherfucker.
Anyway, so some want to prevent a civil war, but Democrats want to provoke it, all in the name of saving democracy. We don't have a democracy again. The left says there's a civil war brewing, a conflict whose roots it finds in parents angry about LGBT,
Loose, gay, butt-twerking, queer community.
I can never pronounce that. Indoctrination in the schools, pro-life protesters in the January 6th fiasco, but not in the orgy of Black Lives Matter, anti-violence of 2020, chaos at the border, anarchy in the streets of our cities, or the pro-Hamas mobs swarming over college campuses, which is funny in ways you don't understand. The fact that Civil War is the most popular movie in the country, it's crap. It's just
not a
garbage.
good movie.
Not a good movie at all.
No.
Shows that the audiences will swallow any absurdity so long as it is sufficiently coated with graphic violence.
Okay, hang on a minute. All right. First of all, it's not just the left talking about the two-way rifle range. The right's talking about it as well. Yeah. I've been talking about the two-way rifle range for like half a decade.
We've been talking about it for years, yeah.
Yeah, for about a half a decade. I knew this was coming in some form or fashion when I was 12 years old. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, but you were kind of hoping for it when you were 12.
No, I just, I just was preparing. I've literally done nothing but study war since I was 12. So it is, because I knew this was coming.
I didn't know it was coming, but I studied war since I was about 12 years old.
It is fascinating, though.
It is fascinating, though. It also helped that I had a grandpa who had a bunch of World War II stuff in his garage.
There you go.
So there you have it. Civil War is about a future conflict that pits secessionist states, improbably led by Texas and California, against those loyal to the national government, mostly in the Northeast. That part is true. Look up Carpetbaggers and the Civil War. The film's director and screenwriter, Alex Garland, won't tell us what led to the carnage. A Brit, Mr. Garland knows about as much about U.S. politics as I do about Ethiopian architecture. There's no Ethiopian architecture. He recently told an interviewer, extremism encourages extremism, and extremism is dangerous. That is just a nonsense sentence.
Well, first of all,
absolutely a nonsense sentence.
All right. Blake and I have ripped this apart at least 2 or 3 times in the past decade. Mm-hmm. Whenever crazy shit goes down, they always find a way to put it under the extreme right.
Yes.
Like, if you look at the poster of the mass shooters, most of them are of...
They're black or Hispanic. They just are.
They just are.
Call it spade a spade.
Now, I'm going to tell you, when it comes to like the really competent mass shooters, they're white. Sorry. And they usually are the product of a single mother. But when you look at the FBI stats, a mass shooter is 2 or more wounded or dead. So that happens on the regular in Chicago.
Yeah, that's like
that's nothing.
Slow night in Detroit.
Yeah. If you take the violent stats out of the equation from the big blue cities, we go from being an extremely dangerous nation to one that is fairly peaceful.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact numbers.
I have seen the stats you're talking about, and we're somewhere near the top of the European stack.
Yeah.
If you remove the violent elements.
Here's another thing about Europe. All right. I get really sick and tired. I hear this from my former liberal friends who I've ditched because they're pieces of shit. They're all like, we should be like Europe. It's all peaceful over there. Kumbaya. Everyone gets along. They fought 2 fucking world wars across Europe between 1901 and 1999. Hundreds of millions of people were starved to death, put in concentration camps. What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb motherfuckers?
But other than that, Europe is peaceful and good.
No. When I was at Langstuhl recovering from the TBI blast, you could still see bullet holes in walls in some of these buildings.
Yes.
So come on.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here with that bull crap. I'm getting spun up. I'm starting to swear.
You are going down the hole, too.
I'm getting spun up.
President Biden, who looks like a walking cadaver, is digging a grave for representative government. We haven't had a representative government in some time, but okay. The president has decided he can ignore any laws or rulings he does not like. Most of the governments from the state level up are doing exactly that now. They're not just breaking the law. They're just ignoring the law entirely. The Supreme Court told him he lacked the authority to cancel student loan debt, but he did it anyway. At his inauguration, Mr. Biden promised to faithfully execute the office of the president, which includes securing our borders against the foreign invasion.
Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution for the United States of America. Look that up. Article 4, Section 4. Clean up on aisle 4, Section 4.
He immediately repealed every one of the former President Trump's executive orders, which had impeded the influx. I warned about that coming all the way back to 2010 when I first saw it coming, and I have proof of it. The staggering number of illegals, currently at least 11 million, it's 34 million, including those on the terrorism watch list, hardened criminals, Chinese military and special operations forces, and trafficked women and children, testifies to his deliberate refusal to abide by his oath of office. Now his party is getting those who are here illegally to vote illegally to steal the next election. You might say this is civil war. The Democrats' bullets are the ballots. I've been saying this for a long time, too. The Democrats' weapon of choice is human carpet bombs.
Yep.
How do you defend against tens to hundreds of thousands of feral, non-English speaking, non-assimilated people being dropped into your communities? How do you defend against that?
Well, you're going to have to get medieval. I mean, I'm
the
sorry.
only way. They're only leaving you one choice.
Yeah, they're going to have to get booted out.
They believe that your choice is just to capitulate. They really believe that that's what Americans are going to do, because most of these decisions are coming from Europe, which is a culture of capitulation. They're used to being ruled.
Mm-hmm.
They're used to having rulers. They're used to having kings, lords, barons, blah, blah, blah. Americans don't do that very well. But these orders, and I have proved this multiple times, are coming from the WEF, which is just the Communist Fourth Revolution. It's the Fourth International.
Yep.
So, with all of that going on, and these people insisting that we want civil war while they cause civil war and bring civil war into the country.
The left is doing all the shit, and they accuse us of the same stuff.
That's exactly what they do. That's
and listen,
tactic.
They don't seem to understand. If this gets dynamic, it's going to be bad.
There's 20 years of veterans out there of guys who thought they were fighting for their country. If they suddenly realize that they've been gaslighted, hoodwinked, and stolen from in the form of being lied to about their service, and they watch their buddies torn to pieces, blown up, mentally destroyed by the stuff that they all went through over there, what do you think their reaction is going to be? Do you think a federal office building is going to keep federal workers safe if those guys go off the rails?
No, it's not.
Because we're talking about some top tier guys.
Yeah.
Let alone the thousands of Marine infantry that are retired right now. If they stood up right now as one body, they could sweep this country clean in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd give it more time. They're old now.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, I mean,
it started in 2004.
But the thing
in earnest
is it's going to take like an event to start the tinder on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm just fearful of what that event will be.
Yeah.
All right. Because one, I'm trying to get the fuck out of the way. I'm old. I don't want anything to do with that. And I don't want to get sucked into it. And I know once it begins, guys like me, we're not going to be allowed to be neutral. We're going to have to either run to get the hell out of the way, which I'm planning to do, or pick a side or get eliminated. And that's just the way it's going to be.
All I want is to raise my chickens, man. I've been saying it over and over again. I'm too old for this crap.
Yeah.
I want to raise my chickens, hang out with my dogs and my wife and my kid, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I want to go fishing.
But that's fine.
I want to do drop some crab pots, do some fishing, scuba diving.
Oh, I should get a boat. There's a lake next to my house. We can go fishing. Probably not very good for scuba diving anyway.
No.
So, did I switch the screens? I did switch the screens. Good. Texas Supreme Court Justice implies Democrats will cheat in the 2024 election. This is part and parcel of the whole Civil War thing. Justice John Devine's comments in a conservative event are the latest to prompt concerns about his impartiality as a jurist. The Democrats are concerned that the judges are going to call them out on their cheating. Why would the Democrats be concerned that the judges are going to call them out on their cheating? Because they plan to cheat.
Yeah.
They plan to cheat.
They know. Well, first of all, the Democrats, in my opinion, haven't had a platform to fucking operate on in about 15 to 20 years. And even before that, their strategy was free shit. We'll protect you. We'll help you. You're downtrodden. We'll help you. In the meantime, Baltimore's still a shithole. Detroit's still a shithole.
All of this was designed to break the system.
Yeah.
You are not seeing failure. What you're seeing is success.
Well, you can look at it that way. Yeah.
Their plan is, this is how the Communist Party works. Their plan is to break the system to the point where we start begging for help, at which point they will have a solution. Like the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
The anthrax attacks, 9/11, all of those bombings. All of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, we need more national security. Oh, look, a Patriot Act. Isn't that cool? You notice all of that stuff stopped.
Like, I read this book here that somebody sent me, Where Did the Towers Go?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a firm believer that there's no fucking way jet fuel has enough energy to melt iron.
I already told you how it happened.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. We're going off subject. But
We are going off subject. It was a planned attack.
Yeah, and listen, this needs to come to an end. We need to be able to figure out who's doing what to who, and shut this shit down and hold people accountable.
Yes.
Okay, that just needs to happen. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It's off the chain entirely. Let's see here. Do you really think Democrats are going to roll over and let Trump be president again? Devine asked in a keynote speech at a Texas Tea Party Republican Women's 2023 Christmas event. Wow, that's a lot of words. You think you're just going to give away all of a sudden, find Jesus and there will be an honest election? I don't think so. He's not wrong.
No, he's
Sorry.
absolutely correct.
But Devine is a former anti-abortion activist. He hates women, who claims that the church-state separation is a myth. It is a myth. As a state district judge in Harris County in the 1990s, fought to have a copy of the Ten Commandments posted in his courtroom. It used to be in every courtroom in the United States of America. Go ahead and look it up.
Yep.
And his successful 2012 campaign for Texas Supreme Court, he claimed to have been arrested 37 times at anti-abortion protests in the 80s and has since been a reliable ally of conservative Christian voters in the state. That's the enemy that these Bolsheviks hate the most, is the Christian conservative.
Yep.
As the enemy that they hate the most. Because it's the backbone of America. It is, whether or not you're Christian or not, if you go back and look, the backbone of the nation is white European Christian males who also have a very strong nationalist streak.
And we're good at war.
And we're very good at war. We're alarmingly good at war. Devine acknowledged in his speech that the court could hear more election cases, including those involving Harris County, which Devine accused of trying to bastardize the election laws where it expanded voting access during COVID-19 pandemic, which was used to break the voting laws, not expand them. Many of the country's protocols were later shot down by the Texas Supreme Court. So here in Michigan alone, there are 3 cases against various members of our Secretary of State and our Board of Elections and everything, and a lot of people rallying together to fight back against all of this. I've seen the data. I've got a copy of the data myself, of the polling data, where most of the people have 2 or 3 voter IDs.
Ooh, that's bad.
I have 2. I voted in Rochester in 2022.
I only have 1.
I lived in Lapeer in 2022, but I voted in Rochester.
Okay.
I reported this to the police. They did nothing. I filed a proper police report. I showed them the information. They've been told to do nothing. It went up to the sheriff. The local police kicked it to the sheriff, and the sheriff says, "Oh, we don't have the bandwidth to do anything about this right now."
Well, this whole voting fiasco shit is going to lead to a toy rifle range.
Yes,
because I'm going to tell you this right now. 90% of this country, outside of the big cities, are conservative individuals. They're not these freaky liberals with nose knockers with blue hair who want to murder children and group their kids.
Yep.
And guess what? If those people are not able to be represented, they will become ungovernable. And
Yep.
one of the big symptoms of being ungovernable is freedom seeds get released into the wild.
Yeah. So that little piece that I read there about Judge Devine in Texas was about how he thinks the elections are going to be stolen. They're going to be stolen.
I think they are.
I think they are too.
I think the Michigan 2022 ones, I think were
Clearly stolen.
Clearly
It's
stolen.
clearly stolen. The thing is, this next article here is by another reliably leftist publication, and it says how the 24 U.S. presidential election could be stolen.
Yeah, when I went through this, it was a little vague. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. It is a little vague because it's meant to be a little vague. There are several perfectly legal ways to steal a U.S. presidential election, according to election law expert Lawrence Lessig.
All right.
Lessig says the U.S.'s election and legal systems are vulnerable and need immediate correction. Right after the Democrats win the elections, of course.
Of course.
What this article says, and I'm not going to go through and read the entire transcript because it is quite lengthy. I'll read a little tiny bit of it just to give you the flavor of what's going on here. One guy says Trump did not win the state of Georgia. Raffensperger, a Republican who had supported Trump, resisted Trump's pressure, but 4 days later, January 6, 2021, rioters attacked the U.S. Capitol as lawmakers were voting to certify Joe Biden's victory. Many of the attackers were motivated by the false claims that the election had been stolen. So right there, you can tell that this article is all about smearing Trump, the Republican Party, and the idea that elections can be stolen, but in the same breath, they're telling you that they can legally steal elections by bending the laws, and then they need to fix those laws so that you can't steal the election back.
Yeah, correct. And listen, this lawfare, it's total bullshit.
It's the new battlefield.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. All right. I think this is where the left really fucked up.
Yes.
All right. Because we have been dealing with a legal system which has been chronically broken for at least 30 years.
Yes.
I think no-fault divorce in the 70s was the linchpin that broke it.
I would agree, and that gives us 50 years.
And then we had Joe Biden with all of the bullshit during the 80s, and he
Clinton signing the VAWA Act in 1994.
Well, I know, but he spearheaded the prison industrial complex.
Yes.
And we have all kinds of people getting thrown in prison for bullshit. They hold you in jail for a year, 2 years. They keep postponing your trial. And then if you take a plea, we'll let you out now.
The people from January 6th have been held there for 3 years now.
Yeah. And some of them in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. Is all of those people have been dealing with the frustration of our legal system, have now witnessed it being used against a former fucking president of the United States who is a billionaire, who is, before that, he was famous as hell. And guess what?
Yeah.
That lit a fire under a bunch of people's asses saying, you know what, if the system could go after that guy, that no one is fucking safe at all. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yes.
It's exactly what they're doing. It's the exact same. That's the exact technique that they're using. This guy says, yeah, it's a lot to think about. Before we talk about how the election could be stolen this time around, let's go back to the riot at the Capitol on January 6th. You say that as tragic as that day was, the guardrails of democracy held, and you say that, in fact, it was the dumbest thing Trump and his supporters could have done. And the other strategies that they are employing, we're employing, explain that. So what he's saying here is he wants you to think that that what happened at the Capitol that day really happened the way that they described it. First of all, it wasn't an attack. We were there.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest. I knew some bad shit was going to happen.
Yeah.
I went back to the hotel in Virginia.
Yeah. You got clear. I was on Overwatch over radios.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't physically on the ground there, but the reports that I was getting back, nobody stormed the Capitol. There was a lot of stuff going around the perimeters and everything. But if they had wanted to tear that building to pieces, there were enough people there to do it.
Yep.
And nothing got damaged. I think somebody took a podium and a flag from Nancy Pelosi's office.
I think there was a couple vases broken or somebody kicked.
There was.
Or
I can't remember what the number was.
Rise to the level of a riot.
Yeah, it was like less than $1 million of damage done. But yet, 2020. Those riots were justified, peaceful but fiery.
And they were actually telling us in the media that there was one or two people pulling security were killed. That was patently false.
At January 6th?
Yeah.
The
guy died of a heart attack.
One guy died of a heart attack. One guy died later in the hospital of something else.
Yeah, but they weren't killed.
The only person that was killed there was Ashley Babbitt.
No, there was another woman who died later as well, who was beaten by DC police.
I never heard that one.
She was beaten and died later in the hospital. DC police killed her. And it's on video of them just literally holding her and beating the crap out of her.
Yep, and Capitol Police beating the hell out of people trying to pull her out from underneath the beating.
And firing tear gas rounds from a 203 launcher into people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Tear gas, flashbangs, it was the works.
But listen, if this gets dynamic, you're going to see a lot of that up close and personal, and it's going to visit every family in America.
So in the lead up to that election, Matt Seligman and Lessig taught a course at Harvard called Wargaming 2020. And we had the students work through the strategies that would have been available to flip the otherwise decided election. And of all the strategies, of course, we never imagined the idea of marching on the Capitol. Of course they didn't. Lessig and Seligman are both Bolsheviks from Harvard. Somebody in the chat asked what Bolshevik was. The Bolsheviks are the communists from Russia that were funded by bankers from New York and initially led by a man named Trotsky, whose real name was Lev Bronstein, who was a Ukrainian Jew. The Bolsheviks were the primary core of the communists in Russia during the 1917 revolution. 83% of their leadership was Jewish. 100% of their journalists were Jewish. These are just recorded facts in history. Make of it what you will. But the Bolshevik movement has carried on today. You don't necessarily have to be Jewish to be a Bolshevik. Colleges are full of them.
Yeah.
They're full of them. And it's a virulent strain of communism that believes in killing anything in its path that resists it. That is pretty much Bolshevism. It's leadership. Go have a look. Just go have a look.
Well, you have to go find the older books because I'm sure they probably...
I have the older books.
They've censored a lot of that out of the newer ones.
Yeah. But all you need to do is go to the colleges and see which professors promote Bolshevism.
And listen, we're not pushing like some...
It just is what it is.
Agenda. We're just telling you how the facts...
It is what it is. I've got a big Irish family. Guess what? Half of them are drunks.
That's fine. That's just the way it goes.
It is what it is. Okay. So this is a whole thing here.
We're not going to read the whole thing.
God no. I have no intention of that.
Yeah, you guys don't come here to have us read the articles. You actually come here.
I could read a Hop on Pop.
Oh, stop it.
Wow. Anyway, the whole point of this article is they literally sit here and talk about how they plan to overthrow the election and how to steal it legally, and how, after they get elected, of course, they need to change those laws to make sure that nobody can do this.
Correct.
So
this is going to get bad.
It's going
to get real bad.
Yeah.
Man.
So rather than steal the election, what else could we do? Well, USA Today fact checks the idea of, no, it's not possible to cancel the American presidential election. Here's a fact check for you. Anytime a leftist organization says fact check, it means they're nervous about the idea and they want you to forget that it ever existed.
Yeah. And listen, all right, I don't really understand why we have to have all of these fact checkers in place other than for censorship,
control propaganda,
and guidance. Now listen, part of being free is to fucking make your own goddamn decisions with unbiased information.
Not allowed.
Yeah. We can't do that today because we're not truly free.
It's true.
We literally live in an elevator and they're piping in the elevator music to us to make us fight and all the other bullshit.
It's true.
100%.
It's absolutely true.
I want out of the elevator, man. This is bullshit.
I'm done with the whole
Yeah, I'm
elevator
getting spun
thing.
up. I keep swearing. God.
This is a sweary episode. This is absolutely a sweary episode. So the claim is that discussions are underway to cancel the 2024 presidential election. I guarantee you that these discussions are happening on both sides, more so at the leadership level and actually in Congress amongst the Democrats, and more so on the right side of the house by your average guys who are sitting around with beers at deer camp going, we should just go cancel that goddamn thing. That's true.
That's not going to go over well.
The leadership of those people who still believe in the idea of a United States of America are the weakest, most pathetic, saddest creatures I have ever met in my life. And I honestly believe most of you should kick your oxygen addiction before the Democrats, because I've never seen such spineless weaklings in my life.
Are you talking about the GOP?
No, why would I be talking about the GOP?
Turn in your meat suits, you fucks.
Who said that? A January 14th Instagram video, direct link, archived link, shows a woman saying there are conversations about calling off the presidential elections in the United States. There is more and more talk about a possible cancellation of the elections in the United States this year, reads the video's caption in Spanish. How do you see the possibility that, like Ukraine, the elections in the United States will be canceled?
Canceled them in the Ukraine. Oh, looks like a test run to me.
Yeah.
This post was liked more than 8,000 times in a week. Our rating, this is USA Today, by the way, which is basically a Bolshevik newspaper. Our rating, false. There are no credible news reports about the 2024 presidential election being called off. The Constitution does not mention any provisions about the option to cancel federal elections. No U.S. presidential election has ever been canceled. I think that is false.
Well,
by way of the War of 1812.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning a huge event taking place. That could be either a pandemic, another one, though I don't think it would be as effective because a lot of people have been hurt and injured by the first one. A nuclear warhead goes off somewhere. World War III kicks off. Something like that. I mean, there's going to be a big false flag event of some type. Then they're going to try to justify
the hair on the back of my neck has been standing up for the last 6
and
weeks.
they're going to sell it like this.
Something's wrong.
They're going to sell it. We're going to postpone the election. Just like we're going to 2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Yeah.
They've already played that game once and they were successful. They turned 2 weeks into 3 fucking years. There you go.
The data for that whole 2 weeks thing, I screenshot that every day.
Yeah.
For like months. I've got all of those and you can see where they're lying about. South Dakota didn't want to do it. They didn't do anything. And they're like, oh, everybody in South Dakota is going to die. And then the states that were complying, you're doing great. Just keep going. Just 2 more weeks. Just flatten that curve.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept doing this over and over again. I have screenshots of that whole period. It occurred to me that I needed to archive that because guess what? It's gone now.
Yeah, we should probably do a show on that.
I could probably do that.
Yes. In fact, I would love to revisit this whole COVID horseshit.
Okay. We've got enough material, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's totally not like the Governor Newsom took sand from the beaches and filled them with skate parks.
Yep.
To stop people from going outside, arresting people for
paddleboarding
alone.
Sand off the beach and filled the skate parks.
Yeah.
That.
No, that totally did.
Fantastic episode in California where a jogger was out jogging by himself on the beach, and the police attempted to approach him, and he just straight up outran him. The cops are like, "Ooh!"
All right, Jimmy, what were you saying?
What's that, Jimmy?
No, I was just gonna say I just mentioned the skate parks and the paddle border being surrounded by police boats. And arrested by 4 officers, but they're totally not wanting to, come in contact to infect you or anything. But yeah,
I gotcha.
Yep, that was
what
good
a bunch
stuff.
Of shit.
So, Article 2 of the Constitution grants Congress the power to choose the timing of the general election according to the National Constitution Center. In 1845, Congress established this would occur on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in the month of November every fourth year, a date which has served as election day ever since. Feels arbitrary to me, but there it is. The Constitution also mandates that the outgoing president and vice president's terms end on January 20th at noon, and that the president and vice president will have terms of 4 years, members of the House of Representatives 2 years, and senators 6 years. A lot of you don't know, because they don't teach it anymore. There used to be no term limits for presidents.
Yes.
Several presidents did 3 terms.
Yeah.
And 1 or 2 did a term and then came back later and did another term as well.
I'm not up to speed.
I'd have to go, I don't know it that well, but I know some of them served 3 terms.
But that's another thing we need to deal with too, is these term limits for people working in the government. We shouldn't have people in the government for half a century. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, it was Congress during FDR's third or fourth term that said, "Oh, no one needs to have this certain amount of power." There's people that have been in Congress pretty much or in politics since FDR was still alive and still president.
When the government was designed, representatives did not get
paid.
You got paid per diem. You got paid for the time that you were there. Then you would go home and do whatever job it was that you did.
Yep.
It wasn't until the 1800s that it started to become a full-time job, and now it's basically just an organized crime, an interstate organized crime organization.
And another thing they need to do is
RICO violations.
I get sick and tired of them trying to push something through and it gets shot down, and then later on it gets bundled in with a bunch of other shit. If it can't pass on its own merit, it should never pass. Period.
It's called pork.
And guess what? If they're working too hard, fuck you. You should be there 24/7, 365, sleep on a fucking cot. It should be absolutely a miserable fucking job. You do it for 4 or 8 years and you're like, I'm out of here because this sucks.
Yeah.
And you go home.
Yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't be there for 50 years. We work too hard. We got to have the whole summer off. Eat all of the dicks.
Yep. Only work 140 days out of the year and get paid
a headache.
$147,000 to $177,000. But yet, and somehow, within 3 to 5 years, they're worth millions.
A bad bartender from New York is in her 3rd year of office and is worth several $1 million.
The last number I saw, and this might be wrong, 8.2 million.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that happen? Oh, I know. Corruption.
Yeah, exactly. So the Constitution also mandates that the outgoing president and vice president's term end on January 20th. We read that part there. In fact, there is no way to cancel elections outright, according to a 2020 report from Congressional Research Services. Why 2020 are they doing this research now? It states that there is no legal provision in the Constitution that allows an outgoing president to stay in office after January 20th outside of the ratification of a new constitutional amendment. Here's the interesting thing about this article. Have you ever seen an article at all about whether or not you could cancel the presidential election?
I can't recall ever seeing one.
I think this is the first one that I've seen.
Yeah. Well,
doesn't mean they don't exist. If any of you can find another article, please send it so that we can see. It has to predate 2020.
Well, here's the thing. They're wargaming their brains out right now. All right. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with Potato Head Biden.
Yes.
He does not want to leave office. He wants to run. He thinks he's fine because he knows if he doesn't stay there, he's fucked. His son is going to get sacrificed.
Yes.
And his wife is probably going to go down with him.
There's one other thing this article tells us.
That they're planning this.
That they're planning to cancel the presidential election. Exactly correct. So let's move over here and get that out of the way and push this button here and pull this lever.
Oh, we're talking about Bumper Hitch Harris now?
Here's how Harris could take over Biden's campaign cash if he drops out and she runs for president.
I believe that's a big no in campaign financing laws.
I think she's got the knee pads for it.
Well,
I think she's got the knee pads for it. I'm sure she could blow right through the requirements.
that's why we call her Bumper Hitch.
Bumper hitch.
Well, she can suck the chrome off a bumper hitch.
Suck the chrome off of a bumper.
Well, all she really has to do is hawk Tua and spit on that thing, and well, that's how she pretty much got her political career going.
I wouldn't let that thing within a 100-yard radius.
Now you're going to catch yourself some
You're going to catch yourself something bad.
Herpaganosyphilis.
Herpaganosyphilis.
Well, her husband did just come down with COVID again, so you never know. She probably gave him a Hummer after not brushing her teeth for a week.
Damn.
Ow, Jimmy.
Jimmy,
Damn.
you're on fire, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm sure she's given him a couple of cases of chlamydia over the years. Vice President Kamala Harris has been one of President Joe Biden's staunchest defenders because it's convenient for her and serves her purposes. Following his shaky performance in last week's debate, but she's also party herself if Biden opted not to continue his campaign. Strong message here. They're trying to sell Harris to you because Biden's on his way the fuck out.
Well, let's be honest. Biden was out of his mind when they installed him in 2020.
I think he was right on the edge and they didn't realize how close he was. I think they thought they could control him for this 4 years and then they're going to put somebody else in. I think the plan was to put somebody else in anyway.
Yeah.
They've just hit the wall when he did that stupid debate. Now they're like, oh, what do we do now?
Yeah. I mean, guess what? We got to see behind the curtain.
Yeah.
This 4 years,
Yes.
we have seen what's going on behind the curtain.
Yes.
And this is not how a republic is supposed to work.
Yes.
It needs to be retooled, cleaned out, and started over.
Yep.
Listen, you run an engine for a certain amount of time, you're going to have to overhaul it and then put it back together and start it back up. I think we're there.
It just is what it is. One big question is what would happen to the current campaign's $91 million in cash on hand, according to its most recent filings. Why does a president have $91 million in cash on hand? Could Harris take over the Biden-Harris campaign? We're going to get into that in a minute, by the way. I know the answer. Could Harris take over the campaign cash? Yes, although there are some caveats. Since their campaign account was registered with the Federal Election Commission in the name of both candidates, Harris could use those funds for her own presidential election effort if Biden were to drop out.
I don't think that. I don't know. I'm not up on. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not up on the campaign finance bull crap. I know that they violate those laws all the time and nothing happens to anybody.
Yes, absolutely true. Can donors get refunds? This is an important part here. Can donors get refunds? This is where they're getting their cash, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, it's not $1 or $2 from Mary Jane Rottencrotch and Karen Throckmorton down the street. These are real serious players, and we're going to get to that in a minute.
Stand by. We got a super chat from Pete here saying Kamala Harris is not eligible for the presidency. Neither one of her parents were citizens. Kamala Harris
correct.
Is ineligible for presidency. Neither one of her parents are citizens. I believe there's several, Supreme Court verdicts on that over the years. So that's another thing.
Yeah, she shouldn't be in office at all to begin with.
Yeah, neither should Obama.
By the way, her grandfather owned a large slave plantation in the Caribbean.
Correct.
Can donors get refunds? Only if the campaign says yes. Legal scholars agree that if donors were to ask for their money back after a candidate switched, the campaign would need to agree to that transfer. That means the donors don't have an automatic right to a refund. If a billionaire gives you $5 million for your campaign and it fails before you spend any of that money, like Biden's is doing right now, and that billionaire says, give me my $5 million back, there's a pretty big chance that you should listen. I'm guessing.
Yeah, because there'll be yet more. I'm just wondering how many goddamn lawsuits have been filed against the federal government this past 4 years.
I don't know.
Because guess what? If you were arrested for them any time during the mandate for doing nothing illegal other than just being outside, you should be able to sue the shit out of people for that.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we should look that up. Write that down.
I got to write that down.
Lawsuits against the federal government.
It'll slip out of my brain.
There was I can't remember where it was at, but one, was it a nurse? Someone, I can't remember what the occupation was or where it was at. She was awarded a $700,000 court settlement because she refused to take the jab.
Yeah,
So
and they
there's one in
fired her.
Texas.
I remember that. That one was just three or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you ask me, 700,000 is a low number.
So this is an article from the AP, which is one of the two organizations, AP and Reuters, which generate most of the news for the entire country. This is why you hear a reporter in Dayton, Ohio, and a reporter in Seattle saying the same things at the same time. Is AP and Reuters. That's where a lot of this stuff comes from. What to know about the 2024 election? Democracy. The American democracy has overcome big stress tests since 2020. We're not a democracy. Get those words out of your mouth.
We're supposed to be.
Slap people who say it.
Yeah, but the reason they're saying this is because they took civics and government classes out of high school.
That, and what they're trying to do is convince you that democracy is a good idea, because if they can get a real true democracy where people vote for every single office and the states have no say in any of that, then what will happen is the people will vote in full communism, and then they just take away the right to vote at all.
And they take away all your shit.
And you vote, but the results are always the same. The party wins by 100% every time.
Yeah. It's not like we haven't seen that before. In banana republics.
North Korea, I dealt with that all the time.
Yeah.
The year I spent doing interviews of North Korean refugees, we heard that story over and over. They told us outright, we know that we get to vote, and we also know that they get to count the votes.
Yes. There you go.
So, Associated Press is the most trusted source of information on election night, with a history of accuracy dating back to 1848. Okay, kiddies. Displeased donors thinking about suing likely won't succeed, according to Bradley A. Smith, professor at Capital University Law School in Ohio. When you give money to a campaign committee, pretty much theirs to do with as they please within the boundaries of the law. Again, when you're talking about billionaires, the rules can change rapidly
They
because
get fluid.
they'll spend $10 million to get their $5 million back. And some of that $10 million may involve things like your car having a malfunction or your home burning.
Yeah.
They're not above that kind of thing. So meanwhile,
this is just such a huge cluster F. I can't even. This is just, I don't know. This is insane.
Well, let's talk about these donors. Let's talk about the donors. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Joe Biden's top contributors, federal election data for Joe Biden 2024 cycle. This site is called opensecrets.org. It is very useful. It has a ton of stuff. You need to look through opensecrets.org. Go search your state. Go search all of the people in your state. Go search their donors. Let's look at frickin' Sleepy Joe's. Contributor, Future Forward USA Action, $9 million. Greylock Partners, $9 million. Sequoia Capital, $7 million. Democracy PAC, $7 million. American Bridge 21st Century, $7 million. NewsWeb Corp, $6 million. Where are these people getting? Who is Greylock Partners? Let's look at them real fast.
Yeah.
Who are these guys? These guys have contributed $24 million of campaigns. Let's see. Is their recipients total congressional committees, lobbying, news?
Yep.
It's just on bilateral. I need to look into who Greylock Partners is themselves.
They're probably a nonprofit or some shit like
that. A nonprofit. Well, here's the thing. I looked into Future Forward USA Action a little bit, and they're linked 4 or 5 links down to George Soros.
Oh,
of course.
He's got his thumb in every pie.
Future Forward USA Action is part of the Soros network. Here's the really interesting one, and I saw this one right away, and this is the one where I said earlier when we were fucking upstairs eating chow and watching stuff.
Yep.
I said I had a surprise.
Here we go.
Sequoia Capital. You know what Sequoia Capital is?
No.
China Entrepreneur.
Oh, shit.
The China Entrepreneur Club has donated $7,306,625 to the Biden campaign. What is the China Entrepreneur Club? It's the Chinese Communist Party. Sequoia Capital is owned entirely by the China Entrepreneur Club, which is the financial thug arm of the Chinese Communist Party.
Wow.
Operating freely in the United States of America. That's what Sequoia Capital is. And they're behind the ERIC system. They're behind the Dominion voting stuff. They own several studios. They own several politicians. I have this one mapped out. This is one of the ones I have completely mapped out. I wish I had brought it with me, but I found this earlier this afternoon. I'm eating lunch looking up new links. I'm like, and I saw that and I'm like, whoa, shit. Where's my maps when I need them? I have this one entirely mapped out. We discovered them back in 2020 and traced them back, and we discovered that it was the Chinese Communist Party.
I wonder if they've given money to Antifa and BLM.
That's mostly Soros. China wants hegemony over our business, production, and agriculture. Anybody who thinks there's one enemy in this, you're wrong. Okay? You've got the Chinese, you've got the Bolsheviks.
The WF.
That's the Bolsheviks includes the Americans, which is the Congress oligarchs and the oligarchs like Gates and those people, and then the European Bolsheviks, which is the WEF, the UN, the WHO. The Muslims are just opportunists. They're like, America's falling apart. We're just going to walk in and colonize. We're going to walk in and have 7-10 kids each and just whoop. And that's what they did. There you go.
What were you saying, Jim?
And there was one, I can't tell if it's 100% true or not, but someone did some backdooring and whatnot and found out that the Iranian government is hiring paid actors for all of these college campus Hamas supporters and all this and that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's propaganda 101.
Yeah.
That's propaganda 101. That happens all the
Soros
time.
is doing it too, though.
Yeah. I mean, we use crisis actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But then again, you have to remember it's not really propaganda until a British dude takes a good look at it.
Okay.
I'm not sure I follow that one.
He gonna take a propaganda at it. That was a really shitty British impersonation.
Jimmy, are you okay?
Are you feeling okay, Jimmy?
You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good. The heat got to me a little bit today, so.
I hear you. It's a dry heat, though. You'll be fine. American Bridge 21st Century News Web Corp, Arista Networks, Euclidean Capital Laborers Union. I wonder if that's communist at all. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I wonder if that's communist at all. American Federation of State, City, and Municipal Employees. Those guys are so communist, it's not funny. National Education Association. Well, we know that they're controlled. Amalgamated Transit Union, and the list goes on and on and on. And Fuzzy Door Projections. What the hell is Fuzzy Door Productions?
I have no idea.
Somebody look up Fuzzy Door Productions.
Is that like a 70s porn studio?
I literally have no idea at all.
And I know exactly if you call the Democrats to the carpet of why they're taking money from the CCP and you try to explain it to them, they'll tap dance and soft shoe their way out of it.
Yes.
We can't control who gives us money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So Future Forward USA PAC was at the top of the stack, and I mentioned this goes all the way back to Soros, is a Democratic Party aligned super PAC based in Palo Alto, California. What's in Palo Alto?
Shocker.
All the tech lords.
And most of those guys, in my opinion, are communists.
Yes. The majority of them are communists. Anybody who's a conservative in Palo Alto pretty much gets run out of town. It's like Hollywood, but with software.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a very strange place. There was a really good club there called The Edge back in the 90s.
Yeah, well, I got a buddy of mine. I went to, we were in the Special Forces together who lives out in California. I go see him every couple of years or so. Good dude.
Where at?
Well, Santa Monica. There's
Santa Monica used to be pretty cool.
yeah, and then where's
Crazy expensive now.
all the names blur together. There's one where back in the day it was a huge biker city, and then it became I can't remember the name.
I can't remember any of the
I don't
names
know.
anymore either. Bakersfield?
No,
No, Bakersfield is cowboy territory.
Yeah. no, but I've been all over California.
Yeah. Yeah, as have I. As have I.
In the 80s, it was great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I used to
It's a
go
great
down.
place.
I used to go on 4-day passes with a buddy of mine. Would go down to his house.
Yeah.
He lived really close to the southern border, and that's where I had
That's
my
Sacramento.
Tijuana adventures.
Yeah.
That was
I
bad.
had one Tijuana adventure in 1987.
That was bad.
Yeah, things happen in Tijuana. It used to be safe, though, relatively speaking, because they just wanted the gringos' money.
Yes.
Don't
Now-
go to Tijuana today.
Yeah, you'll get hammered now.
So Rolling Stone magazine went from music to just commie trash, hippie, dope, commie crap. But Rolling Stone reliably gave an upbeat view of everything except when they wanted to call Trump Hitler, which they did a lot. We are so screwed. Democrats churn out increasingly desperate ideas to dump Biden. Maybe Obama will save us, says a Democratic lawmaker expressing
All right.
hope.
First of all, why the? All right, I'm not going to say the F word. Why does his name keep coming up? Him and Hillary. They have been out of the system for a while. They need to be permanently severed from this government.
Could they possibly be in control of things behind the curtain there?
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe. I mean, we've heard this before.
Yeah. And listen, I was not enthused about Obama at all.
Yeah. No, really.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Well, because his wife has a penis, in my opinion, and Phyllis Diller called it out, and then she mysteriously died.
That's true.
But she was old, though.
She was old. We will give her that. We go for that.
So I'm not saying that one led to the other. I'm just, it's just a coincidence. It's kind of like the 90 some odd people on the Hillary death list. That
I
are all
believe
just
the number
coincidence.
is officially at 57.
Well, there's suspected deaths too. I
Yes,
think it's way up there.
I agree. So top Democrats, including elected officials, political operatives, and major party donors want President Joe Biden to step aside immediately. Many of them say for a candidate who can more effectively make the case against Donald Trump and also project the ability to do the hardest job on the planet. The problem is none of them know how to turn this dream into reality, and none of these Democratic Party players or bigwigs know how to successfully pressure a famously stubborn Biden into early retirement. Let's pick that paragraph apart really quick. There are factions in the Democratic Party, just as we talked about in the beginning, who are fighting one another.
Yes.
There's the super rich donors. Somebody looked up Fuzzy Door Productions, by the way, and chucked us a little loot on that. It's Seth MacFarlane's production company. That does like American Dad and all of that stuff. So, yeah, the factional infighting is going on, and there aren't enough votes on one side or the other to successfully prosecute
to get them out.
the action
Yeah.
of
Listen,
moving Joe
I
Biden.
hope, they installed the dictator in chief. Let him ride him all the way to November and take their ass beating. I would love to see that.
There is a dark horse possibility here. Usually a dark horse refers to a candidate. I'm using it in this case to refer to a non-candidate. I see the possibility that Democrats because we're 100 days from the election.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's danger close.
It is danger close. Danger close is bad. Never call danger close.
Yeah. Oof.
The Democrats could possibly continue this infighting to the point where they sabotage their own campaign and Trump effectively runs against no candidate at all because they can't get their poop in a group.
Well, that's what it looks like now.
Yeah.
It
looks like that's what's happening.
Well, here's the thing: is whoever decided to run Biden wasn't really thinking it through, and I think that's to our advantage. All right, I think they made a bonsai mistake by inserting the dictator in chief into the equation, We got to see exactly what's behind the curtain, what they're trying to do to this country. And we got to see them weaponize the system against a former sitting president based on bullshit.
I have a theory here. I have a theory here. Trump won in 2016 against
Hillary.
They were rigging the elections during that campaign, but failed to account for Trump's enormous success. He landslided through that. Now, they had all of the machinery to get Hillary elected. Here comes 2020, and they're like, oh my God, the only candidate we have is Biden. But we still have all of this machinery here. And they did it, and it worked, and they stole the election. And they're like, oh, now we're stuck with Biden.
Yep.
Because the Democrats often repeat their own mistakes. They do.
Listen, you understand how villains work, right? All the Hollywood villains always have these stupid fucking plans, and they make the same mistakes over and over again.
Strapping James Bond to a table with a laser beam.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Exactly.
But there was that famous quote from an aide that said that Obama made the quote, don't underestimate Joe's ability to fuck things up.
That's true. I remember that quote.
That would be Obama.
And there was also another revelation coming out earlier today. I saw on Twitter, take it with a grain of salt. The former stenographer for Obama, or one of the guys, said that Joe Biden was blackmailing Obama to reveal his secret gay escapades.
Now, listen. All right. I don't give a shit if he was gay.
I could care less.
I could care less.
Yeah, neither do I.
I really do. But in my opinion, from what I've seen, I don't think he was eligible to be the president.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I got that PDF off of the White House's website. They put a PDF up there that was ostensibly Barack Obama's birth certificate, and I took that PDF and brought it into, a PDF cruncher machine thing, and it was comprised of layers, and it was not Barack Obama's birth certificate.
Yeah.
Yep. He was born in a hospital in Hawaii that has not been built yet.
Well, you know what?
Well, the document
the rumor
the White House itself put up there, touting as his birth certificate, was not his birth certificate. How do you account for that, given that it's coming from the White House itself? You don't even have to go that far, Jimmy. You're correct. You're 110% correct, but you don't even have to go that far.
Yeah, but my thing is this: it's totally corrupt when they're pushing people into office who technically by our own Supreme Court are not eligible to hold the office.
Yes.
And nobody is doing jack shit about it.
Yes.
That we need to enforce that. Right? And another thing I would like to see brought into law is if you are going to work in the government in any level, you need to be strictly a United States citizen.
We've been a country long enough that there is no excuse for anybody to not be a United States citizen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Or the dual citizenship people.
You need 3 generations.
Okay.
Grandparents, parents, you. To be reasonably considered for office. And I believe, just personal belief, that for anything Congress and above, and that includes appointing cabinet members, you need to be 4 generations deep. We've been America long enough that your great-grandparents, your grandparents, your parents, and you should all have been born here as American citizens.
Okay.
In order to hold those offices, you can't have these external loyalties. And you're right, the dual citizenship thing. Yeah. You can't have external loyalties to a country that was made out of a fucking box of Pop-Tarts.
I'm telling you right now, if I was running the show, everyone with a dual citizenship, they would get a phone call, box up your desk, you're done. Get out.
Yep.
All
the way out, by the way.
Yeah, we're revoking your security clearance.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
Because we have this huge mess going on because we have people from outside this country influencing our fucking government to the point we're going to have a 2-way fucking rifle range, which shouldn't fucking happen. God
damn it!
You're swearing a lot again.
I know.
Yep.
I'm really mad.
And to continue on with that, if a leader of a foreign country, I'm just going to throw one out there. You know what? We'll just say Somalia for no reason. If that president is, praising one person in Congress for saying, "Oh yeah, they are the voice of Somalia," and yet they are in a United States government. You guys can probably connect the dots on who I'm talking about.
No, Jimmy, I need you to explain it all for me. Yes, of course, I know what you're talking about here. So we are so screwed, one senior Democrat state official in a key swing state vented in Rolling Stone just hours after Thursday night's presidential debate ended. Team Biden had advocated for the CNN event, the first 2024 in-person forum between Biden and former President Trump, banking on an expectations-defying performance that would not only best Trump, but move a presidential race that had remained nerve-fryingly close to the polls for months now. Instead, they got a Biden performance that was widely and furiously panned within the upper crust of his own party. Less than an hour into the televised debate, an array of Democratic lawmakers and allies on Capitol Hill were already texting and calling one another, pitching different Hail Mary ideas for how to get Biden to step aside and let Camel Toe Harris face Trump in the November election.
Yep.
As one Democrat strategist put it, Thursday's debate was slightly better than Apollo getting killed by the Russians in Rocky IV.
Well, first of all,
Is that a racist statement? That feels racist to me.
I don't care.
That's fine.
I watched that debate, and I'm just going to be honest.
Dude, we all watched it together.
Yeah, it was so fucking painful. It literally, and they gave Biden, he had a week to prepare. He was on drugs. They gave him the questions ahead of time.
Yes.
And he was maybe lucid for 15 to 20 minutes. And then you watched him just fall a fucking apart.
I actually, at some points, felt bad for him.
I'm done.
On the human level.
No, I'm sorry. I'm beyond that with him.
Oh no! I'm beyond that with him myself. If I feel bad for him at all, it's as I walk him out behind the barn, like an old mule.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing: our media put out that he's really lucid between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Us grunts, we hear that, we're going noon to 2.
Yeah.
So we have a president with the nuclear code button who's lucid for 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Are you out of your goddamn minds?
It's going to be one of those shows tonight.
I am not in the mood to get turned into a popsicle death ray kind of thing. I don't want that.
Popsicle Death Ray is the name
I don't
of our
want to wake up
band.
dead. I'm good.
We need to start a band called Popsicle Death Ray.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I hear you. No, I hear you. I am 110% behind you on
what
this.
are we thinking? This is so serious.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, people should be screaming. There should be millions of people in the street going absolute ape shit over this.
There should be a lot of arrests going on right now.
Holy crap.
There should be a lot of arrests.
There should be protests
right now.
so thick that the country has to shut down.
Yeah. One Democratic lawmaker relayed to Rolling Stone on Thursday night that several legislators were already talking quietly about staging an intervention in hopes of landing an alternate nominee by the Democratic National Convention in Chicago this office. This lawmaker, however, conceded what more than a dozen other sources in the party also admit. For all the fury and intense desire to dump Biden, no one seems to know how to convince him to bow out, and nobody seems to know how to force him out in a way that wouldn't risk tearing the Democratic Party to shreds. The infighting, that's what we were talking about.
Listen, it's going to get to the point where they're going to start killing people.
Yes.
They're going to call the letter agency, the best one, SIA, that they specialize in that shit, even though they shouldn't, and people are going to die.
And here's Rolling Stone at its best. The intra-party struggle also risks handing the keys to the presidency back to a convicted felon and attempted coup leader who pledged to turn much of the federal government into a weapon of revenge against his enemies and millions of immigrants, for starters. None of that's actually true, but it sure sounds good. I wish he would do that if he got back into office.
Well,
I wish he would go on a pogrom and cleanse the traitors and drive all the illegals out.
Yes. I would love to see him secure the border.
Yes.
deport the illegals, even the people who are born here.
Yeah.
And listen, you drop out of a crotch here, you're not a citizen, you're out. I would love to see that happen.
The Democrats made the same mistake that cults of personality always make. They shot their load with Obama and didn't have anybody else waiting in the wings. I did not like Obama. I did not like him. I think he's trash, and I don't think he's American. I don't believe it. But I will say that the man had a certain charisma. He could talk to a crowd.
Yeah, so did Hitler.
Well, so did Mussolini, so did Stalin, so did Pol Pot. All of these people have this charisma thing going on.
Here's the side.
But the Democrats didn't plan past him, is what I'm saying.
No, I know.
And that's where they are now, and now they're coming off the rails, and they have all of this infighting going on.
Now, do you think on camera we could show you taking the layers off of the birth certificate?
Yeah, if I can find it. I think I have it still.
Because I would be interested in seeing that happen.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah,
I have to find it. There's got to be a copy out there. So can somebody find me a copy of that?
There's people out there who are way better at the technical IT stuff than I and Battledorf here. Why other people haven't done that, I have no idea.
Did. A bunch of people did.
Oh, they did?
We all did. Nobody would listen.
Oh, well, let's put on the show. Fuck it.
Yeah. Maybe people will listen now. Just to reiterate, I didn't like Obama, okay? I thought the guy was a traitorous piece of crap. Well, he's not a traitor. He was doing exactly what he had planned on doing the entire time. He was serving other masters in other parties. He was never the president of the United States in true form. He just usurped the office of the president of the United States, in my opinion. But the guy had charisma. He did. And by the way, a bunch of Hitler's speeches were translated into English recently. Have you ever read any of those or seen them?
No. I mean, I read the Mein Kampf. I had a battalion commander.
His speeches.
Oh, no.
I'll send you a couple of links.
All right.
It's interesting.
Interesting
stuff.
I don't know. One of my battalion commanders on my birthday dropped off the Mein Kampf on my desk, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" He goes, "I know.
It's one of those books everybody should read."
I know. But that's exactly what he said. I know what it looks like, but you need to read it.
I have read Musashi's Book of Five Rings.
Me too.
Mein Kampf, Mao's Little Red Book. Some of Trotsky's stuff. Trotsky is a fucking lunatic. And a whole bunch of other stuff that I know a lot of people go, they're evil people. You shouldn't read their reading. Never ignore what your enemy is saying.
That's right.
Never ignore what your enemy is saying. It's dumb. Don't do it. So let's move past this Rolling Stone article, which goes on for quite some time.
Yeah, we're not reading the whole thing.
Back to the AP. Here's
This was certainly not the opening debate.
To click that. Hang on. Here's why it would be tough for Democrats to replace Joe Biden on the presidential ticket, which is what we were just looking at. Rolling Stone generally got into it. Here it gets a little more specific. Joe Biden's halting performance has led to some of his own party to question whether he should be retained on the ballot. There's no evidence Biden is willing to end his campaign, but it would be nearly impossible for Democrats to replace him. Here's why. Delegates Biden won in the primaries are pledged to support him. Every state has already held its presidential primary. Democrat rules say that the delegates Biden won should support him at the party's upcoming national convention unless he tells them he's leaving the race. What's written there?
Well, they're saying unless he tells him to leave the race.
There's no law that says they have to. They're trying to hold this article, this AP article. Somebody is behind this, whispering over the writer's shoulder.
Propaganda?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just make the masses believe that we can't get rid of this guy. We need to hold things together. These people are afraid for their jobs.
Yes.
And probably fearing for their lives because they would kill us if they got the opportunity. That's just how they operate.
They're literally standing up a lich, an undead wizard, to run this country. And they're like, oh, wow, we want to keep our jobs, so just keep him standing up.
That's more of a two-hit die zombie than a lich, dude. Liches have, like, abilities.
I know. You're right.
D&D geeks!
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
I would say...
That's a true story.
I would say more like a 4-hit dice ghoul.
Okay, I'll go with 4-hit die ghoul.
Yeah, okay. We'll agree on that.
Definitely not a lich, though.
No. Yeah, okay.
Okay, the president indicated he had no plans to drop out, telling supporters in Atlanta shortly after he left the debate stage, let's keep going. Biden campaign spokesperson Lauren Hitt was even clear, saying on Friday, of course, he's not dropping out. This is the part of the Democrat Party that wants to keep Biden. Again, the in factions. You've got the people who want him out, the people who want to keep him in because they don't want to lose their jobs. And then the oligarchs who are going, do I really need to give you $10 million this year? Maybe we should discuss what you can do for me.
Well, we all know money ain't free.
Money is not free.
If you are getting money to run for political office, there's always an implied, how shall we say?
Cost
to it, yes.
Mm-hmm. The conventions and the rules are controlled by the political parties. The Democrat National Committee could convene before the convention opens on August 19th and change how things will work, but that isn't likely as long as Biden wants to continue to seek re-election. Again, trying to hold the party together, whoever is talking over this AP writer's shoulder. The current rules read, delegates elected to the National Convention pledged to a presidential candidate shall in all good conscience reflect the sentiments of those who elected them. This is not law again.
Yep.
So VP Kamala Harris couldn't automatically replace Biden. The vice president and Biden's running mate doesn't mean she can swap for him at the top of the ticket by default. She's not qualified for one. She's not American. She was not born in the United States of America. I don't care who says what. It's proven. It's clear. It's obvious that she wasn't born in the United States of America.
And they fought this battle in the Supreme Court, 4 times in the past 230 years?
Other potential Democratic candidates would also face challenges. In addition to the vice president, others that endorsed Biden in 2024 while harboring their own presidential aspirations for future cycles include Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer, Josh Shapiro, Governor Pritzker, and California Rep. Ro Khanna. Okay, look, Josh Shapiro, Pritzker, and who the hell is Ro Khanna stand no chance at all. Hair gel and butt stretch are the two real serious candidates there. And Stretch and Gretchen's been getting I'm sorry, did I say that?
I'm sorry, Gretch. I didn't mean to. I know 2 guys you went to high school with, though, that seem to think that that's the case.
Yeah.
I actually know 2 guys that went to high school with her.
Yeah.
They're the real threats, and they have been put forward, and Gretchen has been getting a lot of play. Hair gel, not so much. Nobody really likes him. He's the game show host that everybody loves to hate.
Yeah.
He would make an excellent game show host on a game show where everybody fucking hates the host but wants to see what happens next.
I don't know. My opinion is we need to clear the slate and start over because it is so fucked.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think all of Washington should be like scraping a plate. Scrape it all off into the trash can, completely start over.
Fire everyone, starting over.
Yep. All the way down.
Yep.
Dump it all into the fucking garbage disposal, hit the button for about, 5 to 10 years and then we'll start over.
I agree. I might keep the janitor and the lady who runs the coffee kiosk.
I don't know, man. they smurf my balls.
But they're both probably foreign service agents. So
we're coming up on that time.
Are we coming up on that time? So to sum up, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrat Party is imploding hard. We've seen article after article tonight. The donors are questioning what they're doing. The people supporting Biden are desperately trying to cling to their jobs. The people who are against Biden are trying to run Gretchen and Hairspray Dan out there against freaking Biden. And there's a bunch of other people out there who just don't know what's going on. They're panicking because they know they're about to lose their jobs if the Democrat Party fails. We're about to see a world-class shit show that hasn't happened
ever
since the days of Rome.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't happened in American history.
Never happened in
American. There was some dicey elections back in the 1800s.
Nothing like
this, though.
Nothing like this.
Nothing like this.
And shall we super the chats?
Yes, we should super the chats.
Jimmy.
Yeah, one more thing I want to add on there is, you're fucking up by the numbers and beyond the numbers when the heiress of Disney is withholding donations unless Biden is removed.
And the owner of Netflix. Yes.
Yeah, you are fucking up left and right, and it's a shit show. And
Not giving you a fucking
Yikes.
don't
Stop.
care who you are.
My blood pressure is already through the roof. I can feel it.
You'd be fine.
All right, keep
you'll
going.
be fine. All right, we'll start over here on YouTube. We got 573 viewers here with 322 likes. Is that an acceptable ratio, gentlemen?
It could be better, but
Could
it's not
be
too bad.
Better. Let's pound the button, guys. Come on, it's just a button.
Just a button. One click and you're good.
Doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see here. We'll start here with Chris Raymond. He drops in $5. No comment there.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much there, Chris. We got Mazatazel with $10. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. Believe so. $10. I wish I were here, a P20 telepath, so I could inform you, your poor souls, of an in on an instance.
That's a StarCraft reference. Telepathy.
I'm confused.
No, he's talking about it's either space opera or StarCraft. They have it is.
Okay.
Just keep going. Sorry.
Let's see. We got Pete here with 1999. Nothing good is going to come of this election. And Article 4, Section 4 guarantees us a republic form of government.
Yes.
Thus, we are not a democracy.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. Mazatazo coming back again with $5. I believe that the shit is going down is too complex for humans to devise or coordinate.
Well, yeah.
I mean, who do you think is doing this then?
Yeah. I don't think they're coordinating it properly. So
I think there's a lot of assumption that this is being coordinated. I don't see very much coordination at all.
I don't know. We can address that at a later time.
Later time. Carry on.
Okay. Let's see. We got a Hell Yeah America, $2. Might be my favorite screen name ever. It says, don't forget dancing nurses and dead body bag dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Learn that whole thing. Mazatazo coming back in with another $5. The best place to hide is in plain sight, and the best way to get people to swallow a lie is to hide it in a truth.
Correct.
That was a very poor pausing by me.
That's okay. That's okay. We got the message.
It happens.
Let's see here. Oh, damn, chat jumped on me here. Let's see. Let me get back to where I'm at. Pete coming back in with $9.99. Come swallow a Harris. Put that name in. Is not eligible for the presidency. Neither one of her parents are citizens. Come Swallowa is not eligible for the presidency. Neither one of her parents are citizens.
That's true. That's
Absolutely
true
correct.
story.
That's Pete.
Yep.
Was that Pete? Yeah, Pete.
Yep. That was Pete. Let's see. Mazatazo coming back again with $5. Dealing with people is like petting and softly speaking to a cat.
Okay.
Until the cat finally has enough of your shit and claws the fuck out of you.
I mean, I have experienced exactly that. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
You can pet me, human, but for only so much.
Right.
Let's see. And got Jay Castellanos with 2 in a row. His first super chat here says, I just want to say, long-time listener, first-time tipper. Love your show, Pop. You help me keep my sanity. You're the best doing God's work. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
There you go. And Jay comes back again with the second one. We'll try to tip more and often, but maybe moving from NYC to Columbus, and also may lose my job. So things are kind of wild right now.
Ruh-roh.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. But yes, get out of New York City.
Yeah, definitely
Yes.
get out of New York City.
Get out of there.
Cool. Once upon a time.
Yeah. Yeah, not so much. They recently just discovered trash cans at a $4 million taxpayer expense.
All right.
Yeah, so that's fun. Sean St. George here coming with $4.99. Fuzzy Door Productions is a U.S. TV production company funded by Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy. Okay,
Yes.
That sounds familiar. Yep.
Okay.
All right, and we got John, $5 here. I'm going to sum this all up in one sentence. Basically, heads are so far up their ass that it'd be illegal to remove it in Alabama.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Okay.
Savage.
There you go. And Solon the Lich here with 50 ARS here. Sergeant Pop, please stop associating these people with my kind. Shambling Joe isn't even a good zombie material.
4-hit die school.
It's a 4-hit die school, exactly. Definitely not a Lich.
And last one here over on YouTube here is from Mazatazel with $5. Says, right, that's what she said. Hit the button. Now I'm on the hook for child support for at least 20 years.
Oof, that's bad.
That's bad. All right, we'll jump over here to Rumble here. We got 792 viewers over there. Rumble kicking ass. Just like always here. All right. And first one here of the night is from Dungus Fun with $5. Have you heard of a YouTuber called Big Angry Phil? I know Phil. I know Phil very well. Try to get him on if you can. You're going to like him.
All right.
Well, set it up.
Hey, punch that like button. We got 195 likes and 779 viewers somewhere in there.
On Rumble?
Yeah, on Rumble.
Come on.
Hit the like button, man. Just
Rumble,
reach
you're killing it with the viewers. You're not killing it with the likes.
Touch the monkey.
Touch the monkey or the monkey's going to touch you.
Somebody's going to get a homo sufficient point. You guys are
not-
flirting
not-
with the edge.
up. They're right along the
You're
edge.
right on the edge, baby.
Right on the edge. Carry on.
Well, just because we have such low likes on Rumble, divert your eyes, gentlemen. Divert your eyes.
Thank you.
Oh, God, I hate you. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. My therapist still hasn't figured that out yet. As soon as she figures that out, I'll let you know there, Battle Dwarf.
All right.
Let's see. Armed Ohio Heathen 92 with $10 here says, in addition to giving voting one last time this November, I recommend getting stronger and tighten up your shot groupings. Mass deportations of these leftist bioweapons will happen one way or another.
That's
Yeah.
not inaccurate.
It's unfortunate, but I think I see it coming.
Leftist bioweapon. That is a good description.
Got to write that down.
Let's see. Reynard 69 here. Nice. It says, Liberty Guns, Beer, and Trucks. Let's get bitches tonight. Ladies got big titties. Loser groomers backdoor training.
The hell?
Okay.
All righty then.
Nice. There you go.
I'm happily married, but thanks.
I myself, I'm abstaining.
You're retired.
I'm retired. Yeah.
I will pass as well.
Next.
MX Stilgar here says Massachusetts gives driver's licenses to illegals. Let's just call them what they are. They're called invaders. Massachusetts also sent word to Washington, D.C. that Massachusetts is full, yet us vets are on the streets. I am disgusted.
Yep. That happens all the time.
Yep. Big time.
I mean, the number they're coming out with now is 44 vets a day are committing suicide.
God damn it.
Yep. Bad news. Let's see. Fan I am. He's asking you, Battle Dwarf. You say
What?
Bolsheviks a lot. Can you explain what that means, please?
Oh, I did.
We already did that.
Yep.
I did.
did.
When I saw that, it was relevant to the conversation, so I grabbed that one immediately.
All
Yep.
right.
All right, there we go. Got that explained. Got LB Weaver here with $3. Says, here's to you, Battle Dwarf.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Net guy 1975 here. Battle Dwarf. So are you half of the family that is drunk? No wonder you want Pop to go fishing with you. You want a drinking partner.
I can neither confirm nor deny that, nor would I condone that if I had any information pertaining to that particular matter.
Battle Dwarf just needs someone to hang out with and, dangle his worm out until he gets a nibble or two.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
stop
Jimmy.
it.
You should probably give
Yes.
yourself a homo suspicion point for that one.
All right, I'll do that.
You are fined 1 homo suspicion point for violation of the Man Code Morality Statute.
I'll take it.
Carry on. Carry on.
Fan Amp coming back here says, I've noticed that historically, major political events or incidences have their roots in college or uni students, i.e. Tiananmen Square, Iranian hostage crisis, Les Miserables, etc.
The French
Why is
Revolution,
that?
Mao,
Mhm.
because they're young and they get their first real taste of knowledge and they decide that they know everything.
No, we've never done that.
No.
Well, and sometimes it's the first taste of something that some women get, and it drives them batshit crazy.
In our case, Pop and me, it was adrenaline.
Yeah.
You get that first taste of adrenaline.
I need
and,
more.
Hoo boy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. All right, we'll move on to the next one here. We got M. Tyler 11 here. FDR was elected for 4 terms. He died in office. It was only because FDR had 4 terms that Dems agreed with the GOPs to rein it in. Primarily because they say the threat of Dem socialists, or should we say fascists?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I gotcha.
And it was Taft that you were thinking of earlier. That was the one presidency, lost, and then won again.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was one. That was one president that I
knew
remember.
there was one of them. I knew there was one of them.
Yep, it was William Taft.
Correct.
Let's see. LB Weaver says $91 million. She'll go to Target with it.
Yeah, that's probably true.
All right, let's see here. And we got M. Tyler here of our first We're Not Worthy here tonight. Scroll up a little bit. Let me drop this on you.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
And he drops $50, says, Papa Dwarf, do either of you know of any mask system other than SCBA that protects against airborne vectors? When I was in Korea, Doc quietly told me the M1 masks really didn't protect aside from gas.
That's true. Here's reality for you, and Pop will be able to confirm this as well. As much as it sucks, short of real serious biohazard gear, most of those masks and the protective gear that are on the market, or even the stuff that they issue to the military, is only meant to keep you alive and fighting for a couple of more hours or allow you to get out of the area so you can go report what happened and then fall over dead.
That's unfortunate, but true. But if you listen, some of the best gas masks you can get for the price are some of the old Israeli defense ones that have the 40 millimeter gas screw-in filters.
The cylinder filters.
Yeah, because you can get those really cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I got a few of them upstairs, so
yeah,
there you go.
Let's see. Single for Life dropping in here with $5 says, was the troops marching in Nashville, Tennessee a false flag from the feds, or was it Antifa?
Yes. It was a false flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talking about the Patriot Front.
Yeah, that's just a huge psyop, man. Don't fall for that shit.
Yeah. Real patriots totally don't completely dress the exact same way with the Fed blue, the Fed khakis, cover their faces, and
so
fuck all and jack shit.
We'll discuss this later because it's a longer subject, but I happen to know a couple of people who know a couple of people, etc. But carry on. We'll revisit that one.
Yes, we
All right.
will revisit that one.
I'll write it down.
Thank you.
That down in the notes. LB Weaver dropping his $2 here says, I fucking hate Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
It
Remember
used
when
to be a good music magazine back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I was just about ready to say, remember when Rolling Stone only, covered the music scene?
I'm old enough to remember MTV.
Hey, Jimmy, spin up a piss break.
Oh, Pop's got to take a piss break. All right.
Bob's bladder gave out.
Yep. I got
All
to
right,
piss.
let's see.
I'm right back.
You know what? We'll do this one.
Sorry, my bladder gave out. We got to.
Squirrel bladder.
It's happened.
Sorry, man. I took an early pee break earlier in the show too.
You
So.
stealthed out on us. That's the one of the perks of being a producer. You can pick a good moment and just go pee.
Exactly.
Still.
All right, let's see. Moving on here. We got International House of Whoop Ass here with $1. Says reminding us Fuzzy Door is the ones behind American Dad, Family House, and such by Seth MacFarlane.
All right.
Yeah.
So if I didn't remember that, I could have sworn that was like a 70s porno studio. The Fuzzy Door.
Yeah.
I simply don't know my 70s porn studios like I should, I guess.
No, neither do I. So, but Anonymous here with $2 says, I am amazed lefties were shocked at Biden's mental incompetence. Are we all? Been obvious for years to peeps who follow it, follow alternative media. Get the fuck out of here, antivirus jump up, you bastard. Can tell who the idiots are and only follow MSN. Same goes for the jabbed.
Yep.
I got a coworker who goes, I get my news from Anderson Cooper.
Okay.
Anderson Cooper, who takes it in
The pooper. Oh.
There you go. N2 Gas here with $5 says, picture Bernie Sanders as Trump's VP for a laugh. Who knows? It just might work.
Oh God, no! I hope not.
Oh God, yeah. Before I jumped on here tonight, I was scrolling through Twitter, and then people were like spamming, "Oh, Christy Noem, she's deleted all of her social media accounts. She's got radio silent." And I'm like, please, dear God, Trump, you've done some stupid shit in the past, but for the love of God.
No. Please not Christy Noem.
I don't know who it is. I really, frankly, don't fucking care because we're beyond fixing what's fun. So
yeah.
Move along.
Don't get fun here. We're dropping back $5. Pop, what does Rumble take from their chats? I know YouTube takes 30%. If they're taking less, I don't mind paying for more.
They actually take less than YouTube on the Rumble chats, I believe.
Yep, I believe so too.
I think it's like 10%.
Yeah, I believe it's like 10, 15, maybe 17. It's
not as high as YouTube.
Nowhere near.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. M. Tyler here. He's dropping another $50 bomb on us.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, seriously, thanks. Man.
Says all federal employees should be required to be politically agnostic until upon pain of death. Signed oath is simply being third-gen American doesn't protect from commies.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. Yeah,
but you know what? I do have a theory. You know what might protect from commies?
What?
Singing pop.
I hate that goddamn clip.
It just might work.
Wow.
Saying. Let's see. I'm going to jump back over here to YouTube here real quick because we did have a couple more jump in here. Let's see. Matzo again with $5. Right. That's what she said. Hit the button. Now, I read that one there. That's the one. This is the one. John Abernathy dropping 99 and 99 on us. So he gets one of these.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Says, thank you, Pop, for the Rustic Oak shout out today. Love your content.
Oh.
Keep fighting the good fight, gents.
There you go. We'll give that a test run.
I'm going to drink the shit out of that. I know it's going to happen.
You got to add stuff to it. You don't just drink it right out.
No, I'm not. I know how drinking works. I've been doing it for decades. Listen, I don't have a drinking problem. I have problems, so I drink. Don't judge me. All right, move along.
There's difference. We got a few more here from over here on YouTube. We got Mark with $5. Says, keep up the great work. Let's see. Mazatazel coming back with 2 in a row. Here's first one for $5. Mistress Janie said that there would be bondage on this channel. Where is the bondage?
What? What? There's no bondage. What are you talking about? We don't do that here. What the?
No.
What the fuck?
There you
It's all
go.
right.
And Mazatazel coming here, and he's busting our balls again here. He says, Pop suffers from TB, tiny bladder.
You got me. Listen, everyone knows I've had prostate surgery, and my bladder just isn't what it once was. I'm sorry. It just is what it is.
Yeah, there you go. And Mazatazel here with his last two over here on YouTube says, hello, third tier of hell. This is Madge. How may I assist you? And his last one here, Tequila Popper Pop.
Oh,
And you can get that in tequila in Tijuana.
And that's tequila is what? Stick your dick in a fat chick and fuck the police?
That's exactly what I call it.
tequila's my brawling drink.
Really?
Yeah.
That's whiskey.
That's my buddies used to give me a shot of tequila and watch me go after anybody in Bravo Company.
Ah, okay.
Let's start a fight. Give Vinny a shot.
Let's pick a fight.
All right,
All right, jump back over here, back to Rumble here. We got Fan I Am here. It says Poppy's Sickle Death Ray.
Ah, yeah.
Popsicle death ray. Popsicle death ray.
I don't know. I have no desire to be vaporized in a nuclear blast. Of all the things in my life to do, that's really not on the top of the list.
Ooh. There you go. Let me
Uh-oh.
I'm going to have to copy this one here because it is a YouTube link here, but this one is for you, Battledorf, from Anonymous. Says, Battledorf, here's a sample of some AI translating Hitler's speech in English. They're floating all around the internet.
Yeah, a bunch of them came out recently, and it's making a lot of people who are YouTube fans nervous.
Yep. But if you check the private chat there, Battledorf, there's a link to that YouTube link.
No, I know where they are. I just have to show them to Pop. Pop hasn't seen them yet.
Ah, there you go. All right, let's see. I got a Dungus Vaughn here with $2. Says, do not forget about the super PAC within the Democratic Party. That's the reason Bernie Sanders didn't get in for president.
Yeah, true story. But a lot of that is also the oligarchs that are controlling a lot of that.
Usually whenever I hear the words super PAC and Democrats, I think of getting taken to the Senate chambers. Oh.
No.
Because in a way that was
a meeting.
Hi-oh.
Absolutely correct.
Oh,
that's going in the book.
No.
Oh, God. I really wish I could get that image out of my head. God.
I had it out of my head. I had that image out of my head, Jimmy.
Don't. Okay, I was gonna say don't blame me,
This
but
is
yeah,
on you.
Yeah,
you're not skating around this
I'll
one.
take that one. All right, let's see. Gorilla Bear here with $5 says, "Well, I would call Biden a lich due to his connections with the Triple Ks, whose leaders were called wizards, I believe."
Yes, I believe there are images.
Didn't Joe Biden give a eulogy to a high-leveled
yes
person of the hood? And I'm not talking about
cross-burning variety. Yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct.
The lower T burners.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. M Tyler 11 here jumping back in with $5 says, I'd argue if you're going to flush the entire government, including all federal civil employees, all GS 13 above, maybe 12 up, GS 11 and below are just worker bees and needed for the transition.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah, the GS-12 and above, I think those guys have way too much power.
Yeah, I would say take the head off the snake. Take up, all the higher ups and whatnot that have been sitting in there. Take them out, and then promote within. And if those guys fuck up, well, they know the consequences.
It'll work itself out one way or another.
Yep. See, Doug's Fun here with $2 says, do that thing that Pops likes with your finger. Hit that like button, and it doesn't involve a doctor. That he likes.
Bro.
Ah, savage.
Yikes.
Savage,
Let's see.
man.
Maricott McMusing here with $5. Positive thoughts for Team Apocalypse Now. Damn it. Tomorrow night. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
That's my buddy Barrett McMusing. He's having knee replacement surgery tomorrow. And Apocalypse Now, damn it, is our trivia team at the local bar. So, yeah.
All right, cool.
Nice.
But he's going to get his knee. He's going to be Bionic Barrett.
These things happen, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So we got a Mega Blister 22. He's dropping a $50 band here. Let me bring
Nice.
that back up and dropping one of these.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Says, remember, kids, beans, bullets, band-aids. Stock up now. I need to see more We're Not Worthy people. More We're Not Worthy. All righty. Let's see. Tomahawk. Excellent show as always, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, you might not be thanking him so much.
Oh, no.
Row.
It's not as bad as Fat Hillary, but
You
it's still pretty bad.
degenerate bastard.
I still love having the two little cameras on the bottom so I can see you guys just win.
Yeah.
It's great. Comedy gold. Let's see. Professor
Fight it
Blake,
the fuck all the way off.
there you go. Professor Blake, Pooh Ass Blaster 3000 here says, Pop, question. My liberal friends are asking me for cordless hole punchers from me because they don't have any. Should I just tell them to fuck off?
Tell them to smurf your balls.
Yeah.
And you've been warning them, and they get what they get because they voted for it. There you go.
Yeah.
Go buy Super Soakers.
Yeah, tell them to smurf your balls first, then tell them to turn around and take a look at the field that you planted your fucks in and see that it is barren.
I love it. Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right, Jim.
Sigma MGTOW. Holy smoking Joe Frazers. We got another word out worthy here. He's dropping a Benjamin on us.
Nice.
Ooh,
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
thank you very much.
Says, let's save the men and a few women that have eyes to see and ears to hear.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
We're
Yeah,
working
we can only do what we can do.
Yep. Ugh. LB Weaver, he's coming back and he's reminding us of a horrible image. Killary's pancake trailer tits.
Oh, God, no.
I've already played it. I think I've already tormented these two guys enough.
Yeah, you can only Hillary once a night, man.
Yep.
That's a bad one, man.
Yep. And then Ali Card, he's asking for Sing and Pop. I think we've already done that one too. Let's see. Doug is Fun with $2. Big Angry Phil is going to be on at 11 o'clock p.m. tonight, and you should join his live stream on YouTube.
Who's this guy again?
Big Angry Phil.
Big Angry Phil.
Yep.
I will be on the road on a 1 hour drive north during that time, or I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, I've actually been on Phil's show a couple times. Goes back and forth, talks about the the current shit going on and whatnot. Have a good time, crack some jokes.
Yeah.
Good time. Really high energy kind of guy, but good dude. See, Angry Gringo LLC here. He's dropped $20. Says, Pop, here's some shekels for the till. Will you be sending an email, various things, and recommending anything by Anthony Stutton to understand how USSR was funded and got nukes? No money archived PDF Kindle.
Send the email. We'll investigate.
Yeah, send an email. I'll be glad to dig into that.
There we go. Let's see. MGTOW Mando. There he is. Jimmy, give Papa Pelosi.
We already did that.
It asks, Pop, you know better. Yeah, Mando, we just did the Pelosi, and
You've already crushed my soul, Mando. Thank you very much.
There you go. LB Weaver coming back again. I fucking hate getting on the train and seeing single mom Karen with a fucking mask on her face. She spares me her ugliness, but makes me want to slap her at the same time.
Just let it go, babe. Just let it go.
Yeah, I got one of those at work that I have to just Thank
Fuck.
God that she covers her face and
It just
choke down the urge to slap her.
just
Fuck
turn away. It'll all self-correct.
Yep.
Is it well?
Let's see. Fan I am says FDR had 4 terms. That is correct. Was that because of the war? Was he the Chancellor Palpatine?
I don't know enough about FDR to answer that question myself.
Yeah, we could dig.
All I know about FDR is he did 4 terms. He had polio, which the media helped cover up, and he started the New Deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a commie.
Yeah. A lot of good things happened, but when you really look at it, not so good. LB Weaver here coming back in. Rolling Stone was once my addiction, but now I've happily been cold turkey forever.
So you
Yeah.
do it a man cot. Yeah. Not a boycott, but a man cot.
Yeah. And to those out in the agricultural business, take a look at what John Deere's doing.
Ruh-roh.
They're fucked.
It's bad. But I'm surprised that it's taken this long because John Deere actually voids warranties and will shut your equipment down in the field if you try to do repairs on them yourself.
Wow.
How could they do that?
Everything is GPS coordinated now. They have the backdoor login codes and all that other shit. So yeah, if you're out there,
That's
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah.
That's sinister as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah, if you do not take your tractor equipment to a certified John Deere dealer and you repair it yourself, they can shut you down for that. So if you change the oil in your tractor, they can shut you down for that. Fun
Well,
times.
that's another show.
Yep, that's a different one. See,
That needs to be
Spud,
reeled in.
yep, Spud Hut here with $5 says, "Drink that shit up."
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
There we go. M. Tyler 11 says, "Thank you, Jimmy. You got any embarrassing face swaps of Blake or Battledorf? No? Then the dealer's choice."
Oh my God.
Oh,
No.
here we go again.
Here we go.
You know what? Just because I'm being nice, and I think we need a little bit of a chuckle.
I'm going to have to get a new hat. This one, I think, is stocked up on luck.
Is it reaching the end?
I think so.
There you go. And Fan I am coming back in. He says, "Not popsicle, pops sickle." Damn,
Okay.
autocorrect.
Okay.
I'm still
All right.
single because of autocorrect and dyslexia, i.e., O-U-R. There you go.
There you go. Doug is fun here. Says, if she doesn't wait 280, she ain't a lady. Chubby chase the wind. No me.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah, no thanks.
Might be pushing it there a little bit.
Yeah. There you go.
It's beyond full German.
Yeah.
It's you're pushing chainsaw fat there. LB Weaver here, $2 says, "Giving you a thanks there, Pop."
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
All right, let's see. Mega Blister 22 with a dropping a $50 donation here.
Oh, thank you,
We're
sir.
getting
Thank
all
you.
kinds of noteworthies tonight. Thank you, guys.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Yeah, I think we get the big tips because we're actually hitting subjects no one else is talking about.
If that's true, let us know in the chats, and we will continue to pursue such matters.
There you
Listen,
go.
I have no problem, calling out bullshit.
Yeah.
You smell the bullshit, you point out the bullshit so no one else steps in the bullshit.
Absolutely correct.
Yep. And Mega Blister's comment here says, "Jimmy, I meant to say we need more donations that rate a not worthy. W needs a t-shirt with Pop giving him rally up signal with a spin up a piss break Jimmy caption."
All right.
Now, what we need is Pop in a as dressed up as a squirrel with a beer in his hand, says, "I got a squirrel bladder." Or, "I suffer from TB, tiny bladder."
Come on, man. Stop.
That's
Carry
the,
on. Happens to everyone when you get old.
Angry Gringo coming back again and says, "Pop, email will be about my work as an RN, vets deleting themselves, and some prepping. Anthony Sutton, Wall Street, and FDR. The Marshall Plan was almost the Morgenthau Plan and industrialized Germany.
Huh.
Hmm.
Okay.
That'll be an interesting email.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tomahawk says, Battle Dwarf,
What?
fix to inject all the chickens with mRNA vaccines? What does that mean for us chicken herders?
Means nothing for me. I get my chicks from a farmer who
Doesn't play those
hatches
games.
his own chicks and doesn't pay any attention to that kind of stuff.
That means if anyone steps onto your property, well, greet them kindly. with-
So in rural Michigan, just about everybody owns at least 3 or 4 guns and probably a couple of shovels. It's best to leave rural Michigan alone.
Yeah. And they have chickens.
And
it
we
is
have-
yeah,
I will
it-
fucking stick my attack chickens on you.
it is best to give a call in advance to you showing up in rural Michigan.
Yeah.
So then that way you're not leaving with some extra holes in you or your vehicle. Let's see, N2 Gas here with $2 says Ukraine used to be the number one go-to for American farmers to get their software firmware hacks for their equipment.
Did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Interesting.
I know
Really?
they used to produce a lot of fertilizer,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That I knew.
and a lot of that fertilizer blew up in Lebanon.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Let's see, Single for Life here. Farmers won the right to repair against John Deere. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. I wasn't I just remember hearing that story. I didn't hear any updates or anything about that. So okay,
Well,
so that's good.
That's good to know.
But still, fuck John Deere.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And
Uh,
also John Deere, yes.
Let's see. Dung is fun. It looks like that will be our last one over here on Rumble here. It says she's going to be a 4-foot gordita. It sounds delicious, but it's not.
No,
Roller and flour.
no. I don't even know if gordita is an actual Mexican dish.
It's not. It means little fat girl.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Let's see here. Let me jump over here and make sure I'm not missing anything over on YouTube here.
I think 1 or 2 came in.
Yep. It's like Mazel Tov came in with a couple more here. First one for $20. Look Who's Back. German film about Hitler being transported to modern day Berlin during the last days of World War II.
Oh, I saw part of that. That's actually really funny.
Oh yeah, I think I remember hearing about that one. I didn't watch it
I have
though.
to check that out.
The guy who plays Hitler is a German comedian, and they have him come back he just shows up in modern Berlin, and it's like
There we go. And Mazel Tov here with the second one, $2 says COVID is far from being over, a slow end.
Yeah, unfortunately,
they're going to play it out as long as they can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. And Mighty Mouse Malibu here with $5. He's asking, can we get a play of Hog Rider? It's best that we don't, because I accidentally made a misclick and played the
we
Redonkulas.
got hammered by YouTube for that one.
Oh, did you already?
Yeah.
Oops.
Sorry.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked the Redonkulas Regiment.
Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It happens. Move along.
Yep. All right, we'll jump over here to Odyssey here. We got 14 watching there. We got 11 likes there. That's a good ratio.
All right.
It's like just one super chat here. Fruity McBooty.
Okay.
You might have to rethink your screen name there, bro.
Yeah.
Pretty fruity, man. Says, hey, you bottom box barragers, more shit hitting the fan as normal, I see. So there's a BS report already done and published, but it's off topic majorly. My brain hurts, my eyes hurt, my inner chest hurts, and there's a rock standing straight up near my house now. Things are great.
Yeah.
That's Jackal. All right.
All right.
Jackal with his goddamn screen names.
It's all right.
God. All righty. How are we doing over here on MGTOW? Let me if I can let the tab load up. Fuck, it takes forever, man. MGTOW's pulling a Joe Biden there, but we got quite a few here from Dark Mad Dog here in a row. Let's see here. I'll burn through these here real quick. Says, hey, Pop Battledorf, I've been thinking. I looked through at a history and a bit of World War I. If you don't know about all the big players of World War II were veterans, even Mustache Man. Here's the thing. In my parents' country, a military junta did a coup d'etat against the government and were legit fascists. Beat the thing out of brown people.
Okay.
Bit of a slur there. I'm going to be careful here. Don't want to get caught.
We can't use the
says,
primary N-word here.
Yep.
We can only use the primary N-word, which is for women who've been married or stay in long-term relationships, and that word is nagger. Okay, move along.
Yep. The same thing happened in Weimar, Germany, and in Brazil. But here's my point. So many of them became order above all things. What I'm wondering if it does become a pattern of military juntas becoming fascists, but I don't really care. But I was thinking about it. How much is a custom episode for people in general? Like a Kabbalah, a Babylon, or other questions?
I don't know. I've never done a custom episode before.
I don't think we've ever had that question
I've never had that question.
manner before.
I've never.
Any factions infighting, it's the purity problem of radical groups of both sides. Everyone fights for notions in a general idea and pop. My dad fled the Salvadorian Civil War between the army and communists.
Yeah,
I knew a few of those people when I lived in Miami.
That was bad.
There you go.
But we get a lot of people sending show ideas, and we've done probably half a dozen show ideas from that were sent in from fans. So you could probably do it that way. Just send us an email, and in the subject to say show idea, and then pitch your show idea. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
It doesn't cost anything.
Yep.
It is what it is.
He's got 3 more here. I'll burn through them. And I asked him how it all began, and it began exactly how it is here. Commies went to universities to brainwash the poor people into hating the government, and the Soviet Union and or Cuba gave them the guns. The army, the not fascists anymore, killed everyone related to the communists and blew up cars just in case. When I say Latinos do not care about the Holocaust, I am very serious.
Yes,
the army back then exterminated all the natives. When they protested, they genocided everyone.
Let's hope that doesn't happen here. I don't want to see that.
Yep. And as last 2 here, and the locals pointed to the houses of the natives so they could end them all. And no one cares. Nobody did an apology, and these people survived, and now, as always, they vote left and communist. People regard them as feral savages, and the only way to deal with poor people is to end them or send them to the U.S. If they die, no one cares. And those folks were slaves of Spain and were banned from Salvador because they were, quote, subhuman. If Black versus Latinos happens, expect I side again.
Wow.
That's bad.
That's crazy.
That's
I'm going to make a request here because this has happened before. We love you guys and we appreciate it when you kick over donations, but the long narratives, especially during the reading the super chats, kind of slows everything down and takes away from the pace of it. If you've got a long narrative, send it in an email and we read them.
Yeah.
I reply to people 2, 3, 4 times a day whenever I get the chance.
Yeah. I'd spend about 2 hours a day going through emails.
But the Salvadoran one, I've met people from that, and I feel you, man. I hear you.
Yep.
Carry on, man.
And Dark Mad Dog's last one here. And we got Crazy Uncle and MGTOW Ronan in the background here. All right. Says, hey, Pop, do you listen to TFM? He says shit's getting real since they're losing in Ukraine. It should have been a short war and then moved to Russia and China, and the end of the petrodollar means hyperinflation, and that never ends well for the government.
Nope.
Also, BlackRock, the UN, and the WEF are buying national parks, farmland, and buying part of countries so countries can pay off their debt.
Uh-huh.
And when Jufi, they turn every country leftist or communist, like Mexico and Brazil and Salvador.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's one thing to buy the land. It's another thing to own it, possess it, and keep control of it.
Yep.
So let's leave it at that.
Yep. And Crazy Uncle here, he's dropping.
It's on it.
Crazy Uncle here, he's dropping $20. He says, "Here's the $20. It's $20 for the week. Sending it today. I will be on the road Thursday night. FYI, you guys will be keeping me awake on a 13-hour drive."
Oh,
No problem.
Pop, I'm getting that email. The numbers 36 and 38 via your polished up with the references and receipts in it. Been running it short on time. Before I go, I do have to say this show makes me hungry. With Pop, Battledorf, and Jimmy, that's a PB&J.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's a good one right there, man. Woo!
That deserves a slow clap. That was a nice one. Might have to rename the show the PB&J Show.
Oh,
wait, no, that was actually already a cartoon, so no, I don't think we can do
Can't
that.
do that. We
Never mind.
want to sue you.
See, McTowell Ronan here with $2 says, "To Battle Dwarf, your quick critique on the shit show in France. Did Macron cockblock Le Pen in their election?"
the communists basically cheated in the election, took over.
Yeah.
Communists now control France, even though Le Pen won.
Yeah, won basically every single district except for Paris.
Yep.
Yeah, they won every single district except for Paris. And just to make the point, hang on one second, waiting for it. Oh, please load faster. I really don't have time for that. There we go.
That's what she said.
That's Le Monde. That's the French newspaper. I read that pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So, next.
What could go wrong?
Next. All right, let's see here. That covers up MGTOW here. Jump over to DLav here. 9 viewers over there. No lemons. It's all good.
All right.
Let's see. And Twitch is rocking.
What's Nice Crew doing?
Twitch has 9. And Nice Crew, we got 4 viewers over there.
All right.
I'll talk to them about that.
Let's get some cash apps.
Yep, we got quite a few here tonight. You scroll down here, grab
Wow.
the first one here. See, I got a Michael. He threw in $20 there. No comment. And again, before you guys send the cash app, there is a prompt to add a note before you send the cash app. So if you guys do want to send in a note, be sure to type it in there. And it is very limited on letterings. So
You get like 2 sentences.
yep, not much. Let's see, Tony here, he sends in $10. Says, "Get ready to ruck up, Ranger."
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, I believe you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's what it is.
And I think the next one here, John, I think he was reading our minds, Battledorf. He says $10 says, "For Cthulhu 2024.
Yeah. Why settle for the lesser evil?
Yeah, just go all the way up to the front.
Let's go
to
all
the
the
top.
way up.
Just
Go
all the way
to
up to the top. Let's see. Perry, he sent in $10. Thank you very much there. No comment. Let's see. Scepter 6. He's dropping $50 on us.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. He says, "For FJB.
Nice.
Fuck Joe Biden."
All right.
Thank you. See,
Let's go,
Donald over here, he dropped in $25. Says, "For F Company, brother."
Yeah, actually, Wilhelm. Yep. We served together. Dude, you're fucking hilarious. Love your dry sense of humor. You kept me entertained on many, many horrible operations. Thank you. And peace and love to you, man. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Vincent Van Gogh, fuck yourself. He's dropping $5. He's reminding us again for the 3rd time. Fuzzy Door Productions, founded by Seth MacFarlane.
Okay, cool. Yeah. There's so many fucking people moving in the background.
Yeah. Bad. See, Alex Patino here. He's dropping another $50 on us. He says, "Message in the email."
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. Let's see. That one. I think that one's not. That's not too long. I think we can blow through it. It says, after I left the Army in 17, I applied to be a Customs Borders agent, not a patrol agent. Anyways, I went through all the application test processes, and I was denied entry like many other veterans, and I was never told why.
Same here.
Then I remembered a conversation I had with one of my soldiers, and he tried to apply for 89D EOD explosives ordnance disposal, and he was found ineligible for a top secret security clearance because his father was a Vietnamese citizen, and I remembered my own father and wife were Mexican citizens. Imagine that.
I had a TSSCI. No, it was really hard to get a TSSCI.
Yeah, I had one. So,
did you have TS?
Yeah, TSSCI. I had one for 2018.
The SF-86 for that just sucks ass.
Oh,
the form that you have to fill
oh my
out.
God.
Oh my God, it's brutal. Anyway, carry on.
Let's see. Heidi, she's coming in, dropping $10, says, for Dems, FA, then FO.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
Fuck it around. Were you fucking with it? Well, you found out.
You're going to get hammered.
Let's see. Tony here, he's dropping $10, says, please never play that video of Pop singing again. I make no promises.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's scary how my face fits on that thing so well.
Oh, it's terrible. Let's see. All right. Let's see. The last Cash App here comes from Nathan for $25. He says, thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you very much.
Well, yeah. Thank
Is
you
that it?
all. Thank you all for your donations.
No, a couple of YouTube dropped in and a couple of Rumbles dropped in while we were going through those.
All right.
Yeah,
I think it's just one YouTube.
Is this one YouTube?
Yep. Alex Patino with $5 says, gorditas are a Mexican food item, not gourmet, but for Travili predating Spanish contact.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's like a Mexican pasty then.
Yeah.
From what I was reading there.
Yep. If I remember right, it's like a fried tortilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything.
It's taco with the fried tortilla instead.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mazatazel dropping 2 here in a row. First one, $10 says IQ 147. COVID is mutating and running rampant in West hospitals.
Well, I mean, it's going to mutate. It's just the way it goes. You have no control over it now. It's out in the wild.
Yep. And his second one here says, sounds like universities in Mexico City during the 1970s.
Well, there you go.
That might be a...
There's another one.
Let's see. And his last one here on YouTube says, once a month, do a Craig Ferguson type show with guests.
Well, yeah, the guests are like we do a guest from time to time, but we've had a couple times where they just don't show up and it caused a lot of problems. So
yeah, that could screw things up badly. So what we do is have an alternate plan.
Yeah, well, we
have a fallback.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we can figure it out. We've never had plans go wrong before.
No,
everything's gone smooth.
There's also one or two more on Rumble.
Yep. See, Doug's Fun here says, Jimmy, get Pop on Begging Refills channel. I can do what I can, but can't make magic, man.
Yeah. Well, if you know the guy.
Yeah, I know Phil. I can give him a talk. I can give him a talking to and see what his plans are. See, Sigma MGTOW here with $3 says, tell me to calm down one more time, woman.
Calm down.
All right, we good?
And it's like a sweaty fat guy here says, Battle Dwarf, have you seen Bill Whittle's series, What We Saw on TDW? Season 3 talks about the Commie Revolution.
I'll have to go take a look at that. Here's the thing. I knew Bill Whittle back in 2006. It involves a boardroom, 5 lawyers, Bill Whittle, and 30 bottles of scotch.
Sounds like a good time.
It was. In point of fact, it was a pretty good night. He's a good guy. He's a really good dude. I have talked to him in person a number of times. He's a really good guy.
Yeah. All righty. And it looks like the last one here on a Rumble here is from Dungus Fun. He says, gorditas keep me warm in the winter. They're like a beanbag.
Well, they're like a beanbag. There you have it.
There you go. Yeah.
I think we're good.
I was going to say something, but it would be bad. So move along.
It'd be bad. But alrighty, I think we are all done here. So I think, Pop, we're ready for a safety briefing.
All right, everybody, don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. If you have to fornicate, wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet. Watch it go all the way down. If you absolutely have to fight, run away first and do everything in your power not to go to the ground, because that is where you get stomped out of existence. Rack up, pack up, and stack up. There's safety in numbers. Get your beans and bullets in order and an exfil plan. Take care of your family. Maintain your situational awareness, because if somebody is going to attack you, something in the environment will be different. It's up to you to see it. You save you. No one's coming to save you. There you go.
There you go. Battledorf, any final parting words from you, good sir?
Battledorf is NSTR this evening.
Copy that. And as always, gentlemen, don't forget the new merch store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
New merch.
Yeah.
They got all the goodies, all of the Redonkulas goodies. Get yourself a Battledorf for SecDef sticker. Put that on your car.
One of those on my truck.
There you go. And of course, get yourself a Pop and Blake 2024, because we're different. We love you.
Love you.
No,
All right.
of course. But alrighty, that does it for us for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, take it easy.
Take it easy.
Good night.